everybody? Welcome back to the Metal Block Podcast. So happy to have you here. Going to be talking about some awesome metal again tonight. And you know it, we're hanging out with some of our buddies like we like to do on each show. So thanks again for watching. And go check out all the social media stuff, say what's up to Brando, and shoot us an email, metalblocktalks@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to hear something. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about. We love hearing from you one way or another, whether it's through the social media or through the emails. So good talking with you, and we hope you enjoy the show tonight because it's super special. And one of these faces is familiar, but we are here right now tonight to focus on Architectural Genocide. Yeah, so you guys, I know you've already met Matt before, but I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to let him reintroduce himself. And also, we got Dan with us, so why don't you guys say what's up, say hi.
What up? Matt returning again with Dan from Architectural Genocide. Talks fucking death metal. We got some new music coming out. Fucking stoked.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? I'm Dan. I'm the vocalist. I go grr into the microphone, and I'm excited to do this podcast. I've watched a few Metal Block episodes, and I've contributed to both of those competing videos. So I'm excited to see what we can do here.
All right,
yeah.
Love it.
So Dan brings some fun into it right away because Matt was on episode 35 or 33, I think is what it was, episode 33. So it's been a little while now, but super cool because Matt has held the top viewed episodes on multiple platforms since the episode went out. And I mean, it was fast. I think
don't know why.
It's been a year. It's October 14th.
Yeah, it's been a year. Oh, shit.
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
so it's
so-
been over a year.
So super cool though, because I remember talking to Brando and saying to him, like, I don't know, after like 6 hours being like, it's already got like 30 views. Like, what the heck, man? You know? And so for us, that was big, you know, and it still is, obviously, because it's held time. And so great to have you guys here tonight. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Architectural Genocide. We're going to be talking about the new music that's coming out, and we're going to be getting to know you guys just a smidge bit better than, we already did. Matt, it was so cool getting to see you out on the road, bro. And I can't wait to see you guys whenever you come back through again, for sure. So
Yeah, dude. Glad we got to meet in person. It was fucking cool.
And everybody, I took my son out to that show, and Matt and the band, they were all like really cool, like metal bands always are. And, he felt super special because he got to talk with the band just for a sec, even if it was just to say hi. People said what's up to him. And I'm like, this is what it's about. This is what it's about, and he's like, I want a shirt. And I'm like, yeah, you want a shirt.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man.
That's
exactly what it's about.
He got a shirt and had a blast. And so it's not his first metal show, but he has fun all the time. So again, just a little ramble off track like I do, but Brando, it's all you, buddy.
All right. It's all me. It's all me. So we're not going to have any guests tonight. It's just me.
Yeah.
It's all me.
Black out the cameras. Brando's
Yes,
on the
that's
loose.
right. All right. Get that spotlight out. Well, fellas, thank you guys for joining us. We're super excited to have you. I know you got a new album coming out. It was just announced yesterday, right? Through Comatose Records. It's going to be available January 16th.
Yeah.
Got it, man.
That's what I had.
All right. And it is titled, remind me of the title. Malignant
Cognition. Yeah.
Yes. All right. It's the second word. It's a big word. I forget big words.
Well, okay, so here's what's funny about
funny.
Architectural. I know what, it's been 5 years, I think, since Cordyceps came out, and just saying the second word of your first album is like, and I'm enough of...
Yeah, and
That is funny.
What's funny is I tried to find and create that word, and it was originally, I think it was anthropomorph, and Nat, our drummer, was like, "Hey man, did you know? I think you were going for anthropomorph, but you put anthropomorph, and if you Google it, I think you get a bunch of like level 10 like furries. It's some kind of like furry thing. And he was like, I don't think you were going for that. And it was literally days before we sent pressing to
Yeah.
the record label. And or no, before we recorded it, because we literally had to go back and add a syllable every time I said it in the album. And it made it really weird and a little tough in the studio. But yeah, man, we're
So like
all about
on the title track, that's what you're talking about. Like whenever you would actually be
Yeah,
saying it
actually,
on the title track.
cordyceps and anthropomorph.
Yeah,
and
so
then we had to have the art changed, like, you know, where it says cordyceptic anthropomorph. It was anthropomorph, and it was all cool looking, and we had to go back to the artist and tell him to add a P and an O and extend it a little bit. It was the whole thing.
I don't know, man. Maybe you should have just kept the furries thing.
Would have
Maybe,
made
man.
some
Who knows?
interesting
We would have
crowds, right?
reached a new community, a new group of listeners that way.
yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Furry
Yeah,
orgies to
You
brutal
imagine a
death metal.
circle, fucking
But-
circle pit of furries.
It just changes the meaning altogether, right? Just a couple of letters, man.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. But my point being
Love that
is,
record.
you know, Brandon, second word, cognition, and
We did
you know,
it again.
and I would be like sounding it out like I would, you know, doing whenever I was reading as a little kid, anthropomorph. So, you know, when you say it that way, it doesn't sound right either. So
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, dude.
So, but anyways, Malignant
Sure will get
Cognition,
corrected.
everybody.
Yeah, we love the
new
syllables.
Album. Yeah, they do. They love the syllables.
make it
They love
easy
the
on you.
challenges.
Love
But
your searches.
you know, it also just goes back to the music, right? You know, brutal death metal, it's always got, you know, like some cool concepts that tend to be associated with it, and
Or furries.
or furries, but
it
they make you think.
associates something.
They make you think, you know, regardless of the album, especially as like we talked about on the show before, old school me, when you're listening to the albums and you're checking them out like from beginning to end so that you can kind of get the whole experience, you know, like, yeah, all of that.
No,
just
I
kinda,
completely agree. That's why I collect records, man. It forces you to listen to the whole album.
yeah,
Oh,
nobody knows about that today except the people that kind of fit in, you know, whether it's somebody who's like actually listened to an older form of recording or it's somebody who's just from that time period, right? You know, I mean, it always seems because anybody today that you talk to, it's playlists. And I'm like, well, we kind of had that, you know, it was like a mix track or something like that, but it
Put
just
it on
wasn't.
tape.
Yeah, you put it on a tape, but you know, I remember back in the day, like having my boombox with the cassette deck with the record and being ready for like the top 10 on the radio stations, knowing that, ooh, I got to hit record right now so I could get that
Yep.
song as they were
And
playing
then press stop before the commercials. You don't want those on.
You don't
Yeah.
want those, man.
You
don't
call
want
and
those.
request your song and then wait for it. You know, I
I
feel
used
like
to do
that's
that with
weird.
VHSs.
I was about to
With
say,
stand up, dude. I did
Yeah.
the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
You could put the paper in the corners and use an existing tape. You don't even need a blank
oh
tape,
yeah,
man.
you just tape,
record
tape over
over
that
some
sucker,
fucking
man.
shit.
Yeah. You could take Aladdin, tape
Yeah,
on the
dude.
corners, record.
Mom tries to pop in a historic, like, you know, family reunion video, and it's like, nope, it's
Yeah, or,
Headbangers
you know,
Ball
their
now.
Yeah, it's super funny too because I found some old VHSs and I had like Metallica, Nirvana, like all playing at like MTV Video Music Award type stuff, and I was like, this is cool. This is like
Hell yeah.
long-haired Metallica playing. You know what I mean? Like back in the day,
Good
you
stuff.
know, and Nirvana back whenever Kurt Cobain was obviously alive, so a long time ago, and I was like,
long-haired
Yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah,
That-
you know,
Dude,
that's
I
so
just
funny. That's the first time I've heard that. That's hilarious.
well, because they cut their hair for
Yeah.
load.
I
They
know.
cut their hair
Yeah.
for load. Like the last album, they had the long
Totally
hair.
like an
Was the
airline.
Black Album?
I loved
know?
I loved Mike Inez talking shit at the Soundgarden or Alice in Chains Unplugged when he wrote "Friends Don't Let Friends Give Friends Haircuts" on his bass because they were all sitting front row with their new short
I
hair,
remember that.
and that's
Yeah.
why he wrote that on his bass.
Oh yeah, because he had it actually written
Yeah,
on the bass.
yeah, he
Did
like,
that,
hand wrote it. He went back. He saw him in
Yeah.
the front row, went back and wrote it on there, and then went out and performed the Alice in Chains Unplugged set. And it was like, dude, hell yeah, he gets it.
Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
was just in Arkansas visiting my sister recently, and I was digging through an antique store, and I found a Silver Label Megaforce Records Kill 'Em All first pressing they had sitting in this antique shop. They wanted $100 for. I was like, yes, please. Like, I'll
That's
take
so
that.
awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
sick.
I'm always like trying to look for deals like that, but you find these antique stores now, and it's all like they're really just little boutique booths that
Oh yeah, you got to go to like a small town. I was in Bentonville,
right. Yeah,
Arkansas,
it's
and just rolled into a random antique shop, and it was like an old school antique shop. And they had hundreds of LPs just sitting around. It was one of the ones I found.
right. You could get lost in there for a long, long time. Like I went to this spot up in OKC, and it was this new spot, and I was looking through the vinyls, and I was like, man, they want like $300 for some of these. I'm like, these guys have done too much research. You know, I don't want to shop at this record store.
Estate sales.
Yeah. I was like, these guys know exactly what they have, and I'm not getting any deals on this. So I think I bought like some original Rush album just to like spend $20 and got out of there cheap. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress again.
I enjoy digressing.
Always do.
My middle name, digress.
Well, back to where we were, I think, like, you know, like, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys.
Thanks for
All right.
having us, man. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
appreciate
fuck
it.
yeah.
It's good to see y'all. And so we always love to start off with getting to know you guys individually first with, you know, we'll start with you, Dan. How did you get into metal music? How did you get into performing, like in playing metal music?
And to
Yeah.
be specific, Dan, we call this the origin story because we want everybody to know how you got your superpower.
All right. I've actually told this a few times. It's fun because, spoiler alert, I blame it on my grandmother. So I think it was 90 Woodstock 99. It was, and going back to recording things on VHS without commercials. I think it was on Fox, and I recorded like both days as much as I could on as many VHS as I had, because I think it was like 9 hours long each day, and I didn't have that many cassettes, but I got a bunch of stuff, and it was like Limp Bizkit and Korn and DMX and Offspring. I think I was in 4th or 5th grade, and that next summer, after watching that, buying the CD at Best Buy, and then I spent 6 weeks at my grandma's house, like over the summer, because I guess my parents didn't want to deal with me. And she spoiled me stinking rotten, right? Like, it was like, go to grandma's house for 6 weeks. I think I gained like 25 pounds in those 6 weeks from her just like feeding me empanadas and stuff. And she's a little Ecuadorian lady. And she'd take me to the mall like every day, and it'd either be the arcade or the CD store. That's all I wanted to do. And she bought me Slipknot because I thought it looked cool. She got me the LD50 when it just came out because I thought
Fuck
it looked
yeah.
cool. Matrix had just come out, I think, around that time. So she bought me that soundtrack, and then Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. And it was like Back to the Future. You know, you put on Slipknot for the first time, you know, and you're in 5th grade, never heard it before. It looks cool on the front, and you're like, this is the new sound, like in Back to the Future. Like, this is it. This is what I want. And
Marvin Berry.
yeah, man. And my parents didn't have a cable, but my grandma did, so I could watch Headbangers Ball over there. And Fuse TV had just come out with, I forget what that show was, with that pretty goth chick, Julia, I think it was.
Oh, uranium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uranium.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Nice.
so
Good memory.
it was like it was a beautiful time for TV and music, and CD stores were still thriving,
Fuck
you know,
yeah.
because I went to Sam Goody, FYE, Warehouse Music, Music Warehouse, CD, like,
Yes.
they were just
Yes.
like everywhere. And so she spoiled me stinking rotten for a whole summer. I got drunk on metal, and I think probably that was 5th grade. So I think by the time I was in like intermediate school, 8th, 9th grade, getting into high school, I discovered Black Dahlia Murder. And then my friend got me a MySpace where found the Berserker and like Devourment and Ion Dissonance, like a lot of bands from even Necrogoblicon. I was following them on MySpace, right? So it's just one of those, damn it, grandma, you showed me the best thing ever by spoiling me and buying me a bunch of metal CDs. And as far as, I guess, performing is concerned, I didn't even think about it until probably my early 20s. A friend of mine named Al Sauce, he was in a band called All the Way to the Bank. We had met at a bar, and he gave me that quiz of like, oh, so you like metal? And I was, right after work in a suit and tie, and he's like, what do you like? And I was like, I don't know, Cephalic Carnage and, Between the Buried and Me and stuff. And he was like, okay, you passed the test. And we became really good buds, and I
The
went to some of
test.
his shows, and we would just scream in the car, and I learned how hard it really was and that I sounded like crap every time we tried to record in his garage or closet. And then I just started screaming in my car for like several years before I tried out for a band called Cerebral Rot.
I remember
Actually,
the
before I
Rot.
tried out for them, I tried out for Desecrate the Faith and didn't make it. And then tried out for Cerebral Rot, made that. That lasted for about a year. I think we all just kind of like went our separate ways for various reasons. And then Desecrate the Face guitarist got me into Architectural Genocide. So
That's Cerebral Rot days. That was Hull and I
John
can't remember.
Hole,
Yeah,
Brian Jackson on
Brian Jackson. Yeah, that's man.
who
That's
has
I
Tim
went to high
Young's
school with
old
them.
rack
Yeah,
that's
that's where they came
taken
from.
out the fan
Yep.
at the Swan like 10 times. It's hilarious every time it happens. You just see like wood flying from the ceiling
Yeah, I
as
remember that. I went to high school with those dudes. I remember
yeah.
Brian Jackson having that kit.
Jeff
That thing,
Storm
the
was in
dude's a
there.
monster drummer.
Um
Yeah, dude, fucking. That
and
was a good
yeah,
band.
John Hall. Jason Ogden was on bass.
That's right. That's what I couldn't remember.
And shout out to Grandma too, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
for real.
dude.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Grandma.
like yeah, I'm always like making sure to, catch those because I hear a lot of stories about some grandmas that allowed us kiddos to just listen to some metal.
I
And
honestly don't think she knew what it was, and to her, it was something that her grandson wanted, and she was gonna make him happy, right? Like any grandma wants to do.
Oh yeah.
And she certainly did that, and it's stuck with me and will stick with me for the rest of my life.
so my grandparents bought me my first bass, so I totally know what you're talking about. And my
Nice.
grandma, she's not she wasn't from Ecuador, but there used to be these stores that were like all around, like little Debbie stores or like little and you would go there and they would have nothing but all those like miniature pies and like I mean just all that kind of like little donuts, powdered donuts, chocolate donuts, cinnamon
Mine always had
rolls.
croissants, like chocolate croissants and
Yeah.
Ooh,
empanada.
hell yeah.
Like grandmas have
Mm.
that stock of something,
Yes,
right?
yeah. So here's something I do also remember about that time period and going to those stores with all the sweets is we would just load up on all this stuff and then we would go to the register and it would be like $13, you know? And it would be like we're staying at grandma's for like 2 weeks because we were like you in a way. We were down there so much of the summer. And I thought as a kid we were lucky, but maybe my parents were just trying to get rid of us too.
Well, I mean, they had my brother, so I think it was like get rid of one, deal with the other kind of thing. But like for me,
One
I
at a
love
time,
going to
one at a
grandma's,
time.
right? Yeah.
Dude, for me it was bacon. Like, but I only saw my grandma like once a year. So my dad was in the
Same.
Air Force. So whenever we go visit, my grandma would be like, "What do you want for breakfast?" I'd be like, I don't know. She's like, "You want bacon?" Sure. I would just get a plate of bacon, nothing
Hell
else,
yeah.
just a mound of bacon, and then she would make my brother like French toast or something. But like,
Here's
she's just like,
Bandit's
whatever.
bacon.
Then my mom would
Dude.
wake up and be like, God damn it, Mom, you're feeding him just bacon. Like,
Did anybody eat bacon sandwiches? Was that a thing outside of my household where it was like just
Oh,
bacon
yeah,
and
dude.
mayonnaise
So,
on a sandwich? Like that's
okay,
it.
wait, but do you throw tomatoes on it? Do you throw
You
tomatoes on
can,
it?
yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't. I do now, but like, yeah, like when I was a kid, it was just bacon on a sandwich with mayonnaise, and that was it. It was a whole bacon sandwich.
oh, wait a minute.
Just-
Wait a minute. So you got bacon, you had tomatoes and mayonnaise. Yeah, I guess you got lettuce in there.
Your lettuce
Dude,
away.
you're just talking
like,
about
So-
BLT.
Wait,
You know
no,
what?
I am talking
I
about
took
I am
that
talking
lettuce.
about just a bacon sandwich, like as
So,
many strips
yes.
of bacon as you can get on your mayonnaise laden piece of bread. Just
And it's
bacon.
dripping mayonnaise and bacon fat with each
bro,
bite.
just
I
bacon.
can't say I've
Nothing
had that,
else.
but it sounds delicious.
Oh,
I'm
we
with
see
I'm
bacon
with you,
sandwiches.
Brando, but I feel like there's always a first. Like
So here's
For
how you
sure.
discover those things, though. Is one day you've got bacon and you're like, what am I going to do with this bacon that I cooked for breakfast that, I didn't eat it all? And you're like, oh, I could have
What?
bacon sandwiches. And then so you get the bread and you get the mayonnaise out. And then you're like, I don't have lettuce or tomato. No problem. And you just go after it.
See, you went a lot further than I would. If I just had leftover bacon, I'd be like, "Oh, what do I do with this leftover bacon? I guess
Eat it
I'm
in
gonna
my
eat this
mouth.
bacon. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna eat
Somebody
the bacon."
You know
screwed
what,
up.
Brando? That's Grandma's fault for feeding you a whole plate of bacon.
Yeah.
True.
When you got
That's
leftover
true.
bacon at breakfast, something happened wrong at breakfast.
That's right. Well,
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. It could be a strategy. I was talking to somebody today, and I said, I feel like when you order pizza, the strategy is always order more than you're going to eat right now because you're going to
Leftover
want to
pizza.
dig in the fridge and grab a piece a little bit later or in the morning whenever you wake up if you're like me and you like cold pizza. Anyway,
I love cold
It's
pizza.
better than hot pizza.
welcome. It's better than hot pizza.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy cold pizza out of the fridge the next morning way better than I do the warm pizza when it gets there.
I don't disagree. It just
I do.
sounds like
I
it
like cold
shouldn't be
pizza.
that way.
Pizza,
Mhm.
warm
But
pizza still rules. Like
Yeah.
I still love pizza, but like I don't know, just better next morning.
It's great. I agree. So anyway, pizza time.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Order
All
a
right.
pizza
But yeah,
right
that
now.
was me, and that was the origin story.
I love
in
it.
a
It was a
nutshell.
great origin story.
Dan
Now
Moore.
we know all the traumatizing things that happened to you to create the supervillain that
Yeah.
you are. You know?
How you became evil.
This evil things you just spew out of your intestines into a microphone.
It's all from Grandma's love.
All from Grandma's
Yeah.
love. That's right.
Grandma loved me, so I wrote these songs about murder.
Love it. All right, Mr. Matt, lay it on us, man. I know it's been over a year, so remind us. Let's go through your origin story.
We did my origin story. My background was music. Early age, first thing I heard that sparked an interest. My mom used to roll me around listening to Sunny 99.1 in Houston, which is still kicking to this day. I was born in '84, so coming up to the '80s and early '90s, it was a lot of pop, and Madonna being one of my favorite artists. But what did the music thing was the Phil Collins "In the Air Tonight," which has become my two music things have kind of become very cliche. Which is I hear that drum fill, mind you, I heard it at like 7, so it's like wanted to immediately play drums, so that's what started it. When I went into junior high, you get to pick an instrument, and I was in percussion, which was my beginning. What pushed me to bass was firmly just that my homies were all starting a band, and the only thing they didn't have was bass. So it was like naturally rhythm section that just goes hand in hand. So
It's a tale as old
why
as
not?
time.
So yeah, right. So it's like, hey, mom and dad, like I need a bass now. I don't need a drum set anymore. So they did. They bought me my first Ibanez.
Oh, I'm
TR
sure they were
bass.
thrilled to buy you a bass instead of a drum set.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. My first bass hangs on my wall still to this day. I have it. I still have my first ever practice amp right here at my feet that I jammed through, a little PV Minx 110. And an
Nice.
Ibanez bass with stickers all over it. I thought that was fucking cool back then. Just put stickers on everything.
Stickers, man. I remember those days.
But then a lot of the stuff Dan said too, like when the '90s was happening, pretty much what we listened to was everything that was on the radio, you know. So I would have been 10 years old in '94. So a lot of the other stuff I wasn't really getting into in the deep heavy stuff yet. So it was a lot of what you heard on the radio, a lot of the alternative '90s stuff, rock and the grunge movement and all that shit. You know, my dad was really good about, like, my mom was all '80s and pop and, you know, Gloria Estefan and Madonna, but also introduced me to Led Zeppelin at the same time, right? My mom got me into. I remember when she bought me my first double Zeppelin CD when it came out. It was like the BBC sessions when that came out. I got it. It was sick. So that kind of started to get me into the classic rock thing. My dad had always listened to like 50s and like what was the oldies station at the time in Houston. We used to have
I
a
grew up
phenomenal
on that
oldies
stuff.
station, and yeah, so a lot of the doo-wop and 50s stuff and then the classic golden oldies, you know, I was really got into, and like Otis Redding, you know, CCR, Creed's Down on the Corner. When I got my bass, like, you know, I knew my dad would want to hear something that he had turned me on to, right? So first bass line I ever learned was Down on the Corner. You know, no tabs, no nothing. It wasn't like I could Google how the fuck to play it. Like, you just had to put it on and listen to it. My initial roots were in punk rock. I listened to a lot of punk rock. I was 14 when I got the bass. And my mom's side of the family had a lot of musicians in it. So like I remember my grandmother, her dad died when I was 2, but he was big into recording things, and they were big into church, and so he did a lot of choir recordings, and he had a lot of the recording equipment. I still have like his whole Marantz setup from back in the day. So I have like a Bang & Olufsen turntable, Marantz power amp, speakers from the 60s and back then, you know, he listened to all that stuff. So I like to listen to that vinyl on that stuff. He had a reel-to-reel deck, just all this awesome stuff. So my mom always says that, you know, that's where the background comes from. Her, you know, my grandmother was also a phenomenal singer in the church choir. You know, her side of the family was really the artistic and music driven. But it was just kind of funny how the different elements played into it. You know, she's showing me pop and classic rock unintentionally, mind you. We're just cruising and listening to the radio. We didn't have anything to play on the phone. Same thing with dad. So then when I go, my dad had his own commercial carpet business, so I would go with him on jobs and listen to nothing but 50s doo-wop and shit. And so naturally that springs in Kai, who wants to listen to nothing but angsty, angry punk rock. So that's, you know, I wanted to do something different, you know. I was big into the punk scene for a very long time, into the roots before I got into the nitty gritty. What started my journey down the heavy stuff, you know, like Dan was saying too, what's cool about the time period we grew up in, Brando, Zoomy, you guys the same age, so it's you know, we saw a lot of the movements as they happened for like our genre, our generation of music, like grunge before it existed, then boom, here it is. Then new metal before it existed, then boom, here it is. And I was always sick. Like, one of the things I miss the most about that era is your buddy running to you in the hallway with his fucking either his Discman or his Walkman, whether he had a cassette or CD. He's just like, bro, did you fucking hear this? And like puts it on, you're listening to it, and you're like, whether it's Slipknot's fucking first self-titled album, just our sick, you know, the whole thing I think is sick starts playing, you're like, what the fuck is this? Or LD50, the iconic fucking bass line coming in, just like that shit will resonate in my head forever as like shit that, you know, kids these days don't get that experience. Because what did you want to do? Now I gotta save up my lunch money. Now I gotta run to the fucking store. Now I gotta buy this CD. You run home. Your favorite moment was ripping that thing open, putting it on, and pulling out the lyric book, and you're just fucking reading along as you're going. These days I don't even read lyrics, man. Like, it sucks because like I have to force myself to sit down if I really like a record to sit down and do it. Where it used to literally be my favorite part about new music.
He doesn't mean that, Dan.
No.
Just
We're doing the
kidding.
backstory, man. But like, yeah. So that kind of, you know, it was punk rock first, then there was all the new metal shit, and then it was really later on. I did the metalcore thing for a long time. The first band I was in that had success was in that genre, and what's sick as fuck. Halloween a couple nights ago, I go to the Wildcatter with my wife and some friends, and they're like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do tonight. We should go hang out." I didn't think I'd see anybody I know there. There's a cover band playing. I run into Drew, the drummer from the John Bonet, and Mike, guitar player from Darkest Hour. And we end up sitting out in the fucking patio drinking beers all night and fucking talking about the MySpace days, like Dan was mentioning earlier, and like how bands used to
Glory
reach out
days.
to you and like fucking be like, "Oh, listen to our shit." And you're like, "Oh, one of my favorite
Thanks
bands
for
is
the
talking to me."
ad, bro.
Yeah,
Remember
thanks for
that?
the ad, bro, dude. It's
Thanks
just
for the
like,
ad, bro.
it's like, oh, you'll talk to me, holy shit. Like, just, your people you listen to every day were accessible, and excited to talk to you because the internet was new and it's hadn't been, hadn't become what it's become now. But like, instant access to music and everything is great. Like, I'm not shitting on streaming services. I'm not that guy. I enjoyed it because now I don't waste the $10. Sometimes, they're more than $10 now, but you'd run and drop that $9.99 on a CD and get one good track, and it would just ruin your fucking afternoon. You're just like, oh, you know what it
That
took to
was
get
it.
that fucking $10, dude?
Just
Like,
one song.
Now I gotta go sell this used
yeah,
CD back to the used CD store
back to
for
yep,
half
yep.
for
You
for
get you're
half of
trying to
what I paid for the used
At
CD
best.
for.
At
you're trying to
best.
strategically scrape off the one asshole sticker because they all put an asshole sticker on it. It was impossible to get off, so they knew. No, we've already had this, dude. Like, it wasn't no fancy electronic shit back then. They just put on one of them crazy stickers. But
Oh, I remember
yeah,
that.
so
I
so you can't bring this back. There'll be some part of this sticker left on it. But yeah, and then it was when the death metal thing came, so I was Sublime Prophecy was my group. It was metalcore. We did a bunch of shit from 2008 to 12, 13 when we hung it up. And then I kind of just sat around until, the original Jonathan Bayless, he had auditioned for that band. Didn't make the cut, but said, "Hey, I'm gonna forge out and do something." He had made, that's where Desecrate the Faith came from. Um, and then Sublime Prophecy did a lot of shows, Desecrate the Faith, and then I had, like I said, hung it up for a little while. Just wasn't really doing anything music wise, still playing, but just not with anybody. When he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to introduce you to some guys." Those guys were Nat, the drummer of AG, and Dan, the vocalist of AG, and we went and met at his house, and I listened to the shit and was like, "Yeah, I'm in. This is definitely worth getting off the couch for." So,
No,
I'd
we
always
put him to the test.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was sick. I'd gotten into death metal. It's another cliche story. It's the first time I ever saw death metal was the cameo in Ace Ventura from Cannibal Corpse, but then I at the time didn't appreciate it for what it was. It was just like, oh, this is really heavy. Like like I said, I was doing heavy but more melodic shit. And then again, it's we live in Texas, and it's like there's some people, I wasn't born in Texas. I got here as fast as I could. That's how I kind of feel about death metal. Like, I didn't start here, but like I got here as fast as I could, and when I got here, it just took over and consumed as just my favorite genre of metal. As a guy who literally listens to everything, I mentioned what I listened to when I was younger. I took my wife to see Madonna, and she was not happy about it. like I'm like, "You're going with me. Let's fucking go." She didn't have the time of her life. Like, I will say, I don't want to throw her under the bus too hard. She had the best time of her life. She thought it was great. But when I would tell people that week, "Yeah, I'm going to Madonna Friday," they're like, "Oh, Jade's making you go." She's done the podcast before, so you all know. And I'm just like, "No,
Right.
actually, I'm making Jade go."
I can totally see her pouting all the way through the doors, dude. Like,
She did the whole fucking time. We went to a badass dinner at Curb on the Green right there. Like, we did this whole thing, right? I made it this whole awesome night, and then Madonna goes on an hour late, but then comes out at 63 fucking years old and performs for 2 hours and 45 minutes. All the hits, all the
wow.
dances. She's fucking strolling around with those 30-ounce glass Budweiser heavies, just fucking crushing them as she's fucking rolling. And I was like, shit, I couldn't play fucking death metal for 2 hours and 45 minutes. You find me somebody who can.
That's a true performer, man.
That's bad to the bone. That's changes, wardrobe changes, every hit song. Phenomenal. She's one of the best.
I've seen her do, not live, but I've seen videos of her doing, I think it was Pantera and New Level. is the Pantera song she was doing, and she was just playing it in drop tuning, but she had the guitar out, dude, and she was playing it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh,
I was
dude,
like,
she's a sick guitar player.
we're
Like,
freaking playing Pantera at the Madonna show. Is what's going on here?
yeah, she did the last tour I saw. She did the phases of her life, and there was a phase where she was unknown to anybody, and she was trying to get gigs playing guitar, and she's got her old amp and her old guitar she brings out on stage, and she fucking riffs it up, man. Like, she's got skills.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Big
And
Madonna fan.
also,
Can't
I
tell.
was gonna say too that my very first experience in death metal happened to be with Cannibal Corpse, and it was a guy in art class who always wore the Cannibal Corpse shirts, and he was like, "You need to listen to this." I mean, we were listening to new metal, and he was like, "You need to check this out." And so
Oh, yeah.
I remember listening to it and thinking it sounded like a bunch of pigs, man, just squealing around, and being like, "This sounds like garbage," is what I originally thought whenever I first heard it. So,
A
you
lot
know,
of people. That's how a lot of people start.
it's a
Yeah,
good
you get that thought.
beer. It's an acquired taste, right? And then once you start drinking it, you're like, it's good.
Well, the nuances. One of the things I despise the most about what an initial perception for a lot of people of death metal that then I become to despise as a big fan is when everybody says that because of the vocal style, oh, it all sounds the same. Well, no, hell no. Like, there's so many layers to it. It's not even funny, and I think that's what I love the most about it. Whereas every other genre that ends up being mainstream is pretty straightforward. It's pretty, rinse and repeat in terms of songwriting, and anybody can do it, right? What John Popper said it best: the hook brings you back. Everything is popular has this fucking, and death metal has it too, but it's in different ways. It's sick riffs coming back, or a slam coming back, or some drums.
I was gonna
whatever
say
you
some
like.
slam. There you go, bro.
Things that captivate you, right? And it's just, I don't know. That's what I love the most about it, is how insanely diverse it is, while to the general public sounding the same. That's awesome. You got to get it to get it, I guess.
Well, and you can't
Yeah.
understand what the vocalist is saying. And you know what? Depending on who you are, that might be a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, here you listen to.
agreed.
Love it.
Brandon, you were gonna say something.
I'm always gonna say something.
Well,
I don't know what it was.
I don't know if it was about something like this, but because you and I have talked about how other genres of music, you can make them metal. You know what I mean? Like, you can take jazz and you can incorporate it into metal.
Yeah.
You can take punk and you can incorporate it into metal.
Oh yeah.
Punk's a big, like, heavy metal, heavy rock and roll, punk music.
Well,
they kind of
It's
go
what
close
all's
together.
influenced by its predecessor, right? It's just
But you
all
can't
it
go
is.
the other way, though, right? Like, you can't take metal and make it, like...
I don't know. There's that guy now that does that. It's all AI. And
The yacht music?
fucking
Doesn't count,
hilarious.
then.
The
Where
yacht
he-
rock.
no, but he turns like heavy metal into old school, like classic, like jazz. Like, and it's
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
it's
okay.
pretty,
Do
pretty
Do you
funny.
guys remember the band, was it Lounge Against the Machines? And they were like,
Wait.
and they would sing like Disturbed, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And it would be like a lounge song.
Swing,
know?
like lounge style.
Yeah. And it was something that was different. So I guess I'm not going to say it can't be done, but it's just not something
Shouldn't
that is
be.
typically done.
Because it all sounds the same. They can't get past it to translate it into a different genre.
Can't turn it into 3 popular chords.
Yeah, more so you can take this foundation and you can say, I want to make it heavy. And you can do that, though. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. No,
we've
for sure.
talked about
You're
how a
right.
guitar riff, you're like, just by itself without distortion, you're like, it might not even be a metal riff, but you play it here with these blast beats and the vocalist doing some awesome lows on top of it, and all of a sudden, hey, we're starting a cool metal song.
It's like,
I like the Disney versions of metal songs, and I think my favorite is when he does I think it's Devourment's Choking on Bile.
yeah.
It is the
like kids'
funniest
songs.
thing, dude. Yeah.
They've got a whole lot of this stuff that's super funny now. What was I seeing? Slipknot. I think it was Sick to Jolene, like Dolly Parton's Jolene, and it was those
That's
lyrics,
fucking
and
hilarious.
it sounds like Jolene singing it, and
Love
she's
it.
like, yeah. I would try, but I can't. I
Yeah, it's
can't do
like
it.
all the they do the mashups
The
now
mashups,
where it's
yeah,
like
mashups are cool too.
yeah, anything that's in 4, you know.
You're muted.
Sure am. That hasn't happened before. Maybe once or twice. Well, I would love to hear a little bit more about Malignant Cognition, man. Like, so how'd this album come together? What was recording like? Like, lay it on us.
Yeah, take us through it, man.
Yeah, do you want me to start or do you
Yeah.
want to start on
Yeah,
this
go
one?
for it, man.
All right. So I forget what the first track is that we wrote. Was it Cleaver?
It's the 2, so
I think it was
yeah,
first song.
it was Cleaver and Decent Deranged because they were
Okay.
both played at Chicago Domination Fest when we played that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we had a few songs written after Cordyceptic that we were, wanting to play at our shows when we were promoting that album. And so these songs kind of started from that. And then we were like, okay, we're definitely writing a new album. Let's see what we're gonna go for. And I think we wanted between 6 and 8 songs originally. Um, we didn't want it to track at 40 minutes like our last album, which averaged about 5 minutes a song. I think we were like, okay, we're tired of 5-minute bangers on stage because they suck to play live. So let's bring down the composition a little bit and start writing songs in a different way. We also had parted ways with our original guitarist and brought in Tom, our current guitarist, for this album. And yeah, I think we just started writing away. I think we recorded this album like 2.5 years ago, Matt. It was like June of 2023, I think.
Hot
Maybe
dog.
Yeah,
2022. It's been a
we
long
sat on
time.
this one. There's a lot of things that went on. One of the things of the writing process, more so this album than the last, we did more organic writing sessions as a group, as opposed to just bringing songs in, which was pretty much the whole first record. So there's more influence, I think, from everybody on this record. Nat is still a driving force behind the music writing 100%. Tom's influence is definitely apparent on this record as well, being a different guitar player with different styles. So, and to Dan's point, it comes in, the songs come in, they clock in less. I think while that was something we wanted, we just kind of let the process go, and when a song felt done, it was done, as opposed to trying to force something like, okay, we need 3
Not
verses, 2
necessarily,
choruses, outro.
because I love the pinches, and I would always be like, all right, this
Just
song
some
is
pinches.
98% done, but it definitely needs some random pinch
It needs some
harmonics
fucking
somewhere.
Bro, I'm a
yeah.
sucker for those pinch
Give me
harmonics
more.
too.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah,
sucker
there's
for those too.
we hope you like them. This album's got lots. So,
Oh, I heard a bunch just on the single you guys
yeah.
released.
Yeah, the
Malicious
the
Wager.
single's dope.
Is that what it
That's one
is?
of my favorite songs. Yeah, it's got one of my favorite parts in it, heavy parts at the end with the drum fills in the background. And that's just kind of one of the things, like, just the level of talent and the guys in this band is phenomenal. So it's like you when you get the best offering at every pass, it's fantastic. And I really feel like Dan's sound is a staple of AG, and this record is heavy as fuck with those vocals over it. So dude, I got to shout out Grandma again because it's a pleasure to work with such talented people. I mean, like I said, a lot of influence on all this from everybody, but with Nat really being the driving force behind all the creativity side, Tom with his influence on this, you can definitely tell the difference in this record and the first record. Infinitely proud of both. But these songs have been around for a long time, so we're excited to get them out. Number of factors played into why it took so long, but it's here, it's coming out. There'll be more drops. There's a music video coming. That we did a while back that we're really, really, really. I can't wait for that to come out because that the
Yeah, it's
music
gonna
video
be
is
fun.
sick as fuck. It'll be a lot of fun. we had fun doing that. Again, talent level, just from the guys in the band, not having to get any outside like help for shit like that is really cool. So Nat wrote the basically screenplay behind it. We recorded on the sound stage up at University of Houston. It's gonna be Sam Houston. It's gonna be a fucking, people are gonna love it. We're excited.
Sweet. When
Yeah,
is
cats.
that? When is that
Cats attack.
expected to come out?
Somewhere in the drop
Yeah,
line between
between
now and
now
the
and
album
January
release.
16th.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
so sometime in the
December.
next
I think
2
I think
months.
the next drop is in December, and I think that's the music video.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yay.
But yeah, excited. We'll share it.
Me too. I can't wait to hear it.
Follow the band on all platforms and everything. We'll share it. It was a labor of love, that music video is. Shooting music videos is cool. It's fun. But it is definitely a process, especially when you're doing everything.
Oh, I bet. We will absolutely share that when it comes out. So don't you worry about that. But yes, all of our loyal listeners, go find
Fuck yeah.
Architectural Genocide on every single social media platform, and make sure you follow them. Keep up with what these guys are doing.
I think what's really cool is that just call it out too. We're doing when you sit on material for that long, you're never not writing. So there's already new stuff coming. So that's with we recently, when you Brandon, when you came and saw us at the pub, was our first show with Caleb now. So we still have the same lineup that did this record. We've added just a fifth piece, another guitar player, Caleb, who's sick as fuck, jams with Nat and Remorseless. Nat's other project. So really excited to see where even the newer song process, we're piggybacking off the same organic style of writing that got Malignant Cognition to the finish line. And just when you get to this age, I think it's tough to get everybody's schedules lined up. Thanks to technology, though, it really helps. You just send videos and riffs and shit, so you can still do the same thing. But man, there just really is something to sitting in a room with
Yeah.
I
fucking
couldn't
writing
agree
music.
more. I love it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that with Caleb too, I think it's actually helped us, right? Like over the years, guys get older, we get different jobs, promotions, things like that. Life changes, priorities change. And I think Caleb has allowed us to still continue to write with Nat, pump out some sick riffs and some blasts, and then send it to us so that we can critique it and still kind of build along the way. When, as Matt said, this album that we're about to release was written 100% in a room with all of us sweating and arguing and you know arguing a lot until we were like, okay, everyone's happy with it now let's record it.
Was that like a once a week kind of thing for a few hours, or like what was that
It's
like?
I think we were on probably 2 to 3 times per
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
And it was
We
usually
all live
about
pretty
once a
far from
week.
each other.
Yeah, I live I think it's about 102 miles each direction to and from practice.
I think you're right.
So it's like an all-day affair.
Yeah. It's tough. It makes it tough, like to Dan's point with life, right? So it just speaks to the talent level of the musicians when we're able to not even be in the same room all the time. But but we still love that. So that's what we really strive for, and I think that's what took so long to get this thing across the finish line.
Yeah.
Was just life happened for everybody.
But also, we're not going to make everyone wait another 5 years because we now have acquired an additional resource to not make that happen again.
There's an extra
Awesome.
person pushing us now. It's like, hey, I want to do this. So it's
Yeah.
like, whereas we're like, we'll get around to it, you know.
Yeah, like Brando, he and I are always talking whenever we write something here or there. We're like, okay, so what's the actual plan? We still have a responsibility to ourselves to, like take this across a finish line of some sort, even if it's just for us. you know,
Oh
or
yeah.
else what are we really doing? And yeah, yeah,
That's
most
awesome,
definitely.
man.
Here's what's kind of cool too is, you know, you talk about sitting together, playing with, you know, like in the same room, and how like the magic is just different, right? And it's something that you can't always capture whenever you're like doing things digitally or sending something back and forth. But I have noticed that because Brando and I, whenever we were younger, we played together so much that we are able to communicate in a way that we can still kind of understand what each other's talking about. And sometimes it's like communicating in like beats, you know, where you're like the
Yeah.
ta ta pa ta 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 pa, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, I know. So you mean to do this right here over that?" And I'm like, "Yeah," or something like that. I mean, and or after he does it, I'm like, "You know, actually it doesn't sound that great. Never mind," you know. And so we'll just, you know, like be bouncing ideas, just talking. And because we've played together, you know, I've talked about the on-stage communication before, where you like look at each other sometimes and everybody knows something about
Who
whether it's
fucked up?
okay, sometimes
That's
so
usually what it is.
so
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
I remember like we had a song one time that like we played a riff and we played it so many times, you know, and like you have a way of counting it in your head. You know, Brandon's like, oh, you know, 16 times. And I think Matt at the time, he was like, there's no way I can count this 16 times. Like, I'm gonna lose count doing this to 16 times. And I
That's
remember he
funny.
was like, Brandon goes, well, okay, I'll look at you on the last one.
Yep, that's
And
how a lot of that starts. Yeah.
I
yeah,
get that too, man. I don't have a musical background, so our drummer he's like when we're in the studio, he is my angel. I remember like having to record a guest thing and he wasn't there and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this without Nat,
where's
man.
my
But
drummer?
I know what you're saying.
Recording's a different animal. You know, you can. What do we always say? Like you gotta do your homework. Like that's the test. You know, that's. Um, I don't love recording. You know, I do it, but I definitely prefer playing live to recording. But we're also very lucky. I know part of your question was the recording process, and so we tracked this one at Southwing Audio, same place we tracked the first album. Um, so it you know we've gotten really familiar. I mean, I've tracked all my most recent releases there, so it's Gus and Chris Criticos, who run that place. Gus runs it, and Chris is the business partner, head engineer. They're brothers, family that we've known for a long time. So and then as they've grown and expand and gotten better, I mean they just have all the coolest and most latest shit there. They're the best in the business here. They're gonna make your record sound good exactly how you want it. And just having that comfort for me is a big deal. It doesn't feel like a test anymore, right? It's just like just going to hang out with my homies. So it's that process is a lot of fun because of the environment and atmosphere they create at Southwing. I highly recommend it to anybody who's like, hey, we're gonna go. These days, you can almost track anything at home, right? With everybody having a computer and a DAW, and what COVID really did to kind of put everybody back in the home. But yeah, those guys are great if you're gonna record in the studio.
How much did they pay you to say that, Matt?
Nothing. Nothing.
Just kidding.
I am a happy I am a happy customer.
I am too. I'm just playing.
A little camera
Hey,
in the
well,
corner, and he like winks at it every time, you know.
leave me alone. I
Puts the
said it.
paper to the side.
It's a
Like,
counter. It's a counter on the bottom of his
Yeah,
screen.
That's perfect. I
everyone's
love
gonna
it.
be watching your pupils in
yeah,
the
dude. No,
replay, and they're
they're
gonna see if they're like going
Mm.
holding my
Are you
feet to
reading?
the
teleprompter.
they're holding my
Exactly.
heat feet to the fire today. Yeah. At Southway Audio, you too can.
All your dreams will come true.
You too can sound like a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
That's
just
awesome.
love that place.
You know, we've talked though before also about how it's great that you can track. I mean, we've like stood on both sides of the fence here where we've been like, see guys, you don't have to have a lot of money to go out there and make something good. You can track it all at home. But on the flip side of it, like Brandon and I have learned, if tracking and recording is not something you do every day, there is a
Oh yeah.
there's a learning curve. And it's not
Oh
that
yeah.
it's not that it's so difficult, but you're not going to be able to plug. I mean, you might be able to if you're lucky, but you're not going to be able to typically just plug in the very first time and get
Oh
a
no.
track that is awesome. Like somebody's going to listen to your track and somebody might be like, you need to do this or that. Like, I mean, and how your input levels are. And
Oh yeah,
I've
100%.
recently learned about using like DI boxes and stuff so that you can actually get like, a more balanced signal
Yep.
into the recording, and it'll also give you a good amount of headroom where you've got like levels that you can play with without clipping the system out, whether
Yep.
it's clipping your interface or clipping at the DAW. And so it's like, oh my gosh, so it's like there's like so many different levels even within it that it's really
Oh,
not
100%.
just plug and play. And
Not at all. I mean, you gotta watch YouTube videos and hundreds of
yeah,
hours
and
of
you're always
figuring
like,
it out. I mean,
I don't know about you guys. I'm convinced. I'm going to South Wing Audio.
yeah. I was,
yes.
Got your package in the mail, Brandon?
Yeah, all wink, all just to say that there is something about like paying somebody to take that stress away,
Oh, 100%.
and actually
100%.
just being able to go in there and focus on the one thing that you've been like working hard and preparing, which is
Yeah.
your
Just-
performance and what you're playing, because that's
It's-
got to be ready to go, because now we're paying somebody, right? Time is money. So I need to get in there. I need to know my part and I need to be able to knock it out. It doesn't mean it have to be flawless first take, but we can't spend all day on like bass, right, Matt? We've got to get, some cool tracks knocked out. And
But
Yeah.
now the
move on.
producer's name on it too. So right. So now
Yeah.
they want it to be perfect.
That's
as
a
well,
good
and
point. So they're
they
like,
want
do it
you
again.
to-
Do it again.
right.
No.
Oh,
Now they
100%.
still have the memory eraser button, right? The one that makes you forget how to play the fucking song that you've been playing for 2 years.
Well, shit. You think about these guys today, but then you think like you think about like punching in on tape back in the day, right? Like fucking 3-inch tape, and like watching the differences in how they used to slice it and splice it, and it's just like to your point, Zoomy, is like, yeah, technology's come a long way. And I know the first thing I said was advocating. I'm like, oh yeah, you can record at home. Right before I said, but I've recorded everything in South. I mean, yeah, I've got the whole setup. I could absolutely do it here, and even like I do some stuff on some other projects that aren't going to be live. And they're like, yeah, you can track your own shit at home. I'm like, yeah, I can track my own shit at home. And I remember trying to do it, and then calling a buddy who does this all the time. I was like, hey man, can I go track your house? Like, I just need, interface Reaper. That's all I need. Like, but yeah, it's. I mean, you could watch hundreds of hours of YouTube videos and tutorials and get in there and still fuck with it and still not know what you're doing. Like, there's definitely
So true, man.
massive learning curve. To all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff.
There's a
It's
lot
just-
of like try and fail.
it's possible, I know a lot of people that do it. I'm not one of them. Let's call it out. I don't want you to think that I'm here tracking myself. No.
Yeah, and I mean, I would almost say it's like learning an instrument, right? You got to go in there because there's so many
It
different
is.
tools and little parts, plugins,
It is.
all these different things that you can do to change the sound, make the sound better, different, and that is sometimes nice whenever you have somebody who knows what they're doing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you could just do the reductive EQ," and you're like, "Okay."
That's Chris. That's Chris, man. Chris is a wizard.
There you go, man. Everybody needs a wizard.
And then you're done recording, and they're like, all right, let's mix and master this thing, and you're like, huh? There's more things to do now.
Wait a minute.
And
How
it's
much
like,
more money are you trying to
oh,
get out of me?
Hey, you guys,
What
you
else
guys
can you
wanted
do?
to add, you guys wanted to add samples, right? Well, you got the samples. Well, you get the samples. Like, we're gonna tell you what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
Like,
sample store. We had to make our own for this one,
Yeah.
which meant that I sat in front of a TV or watching documentaries and then thinking that something was cool and then getting a time signature and then going back through all of them, listening to them again, and then recording them from YouTube to some like free audio recording software, and then taking them to the studio, figuring out how to get on their Wi-Fi, re-downloading them, and then messing with them. It was fun.
That sounds exciting.
that's still so awesome, man, because we've talked about samples and how some bands will just pluck them from a movie or pluck them from something in pop culture.
Yeah.
But it's still super, super cool whenever the bands will create their own samples and standing in front of a microphone or getting a recording. Like, where did you get that sound? Well, we stood on the street corner of the busiest intersection in town with
That's
a
really cool.
microphone, you know, and like we're recording something. And I've used Impaled as an example. We talked about them on the last episode about how they would come up with so many of their own samples. And I love is it Death After Life, I think is the album. Is that it, Brandon? Death After Life?
Yeah,
Is that how I think that's the name of it. It's the one after Mondo Medical, I believe. And it was
That's one that I'm familiar with.
yeah, and it would be like, doctor, we need 300 cc stat, you know, and it's like like all these sounds of like he's waking, he's coming back to life, you know.
Yeah.
And that's all them.
Yeah, and it's all them. You hear like the beep beep, like the I forget the heart monitors, like it's a
That's sick.
hospital, and
That's
somebody
super
and
cool.
and it reminds me of like Return of the Living Dead or something. How they're keeping the zombie, you know, like, and they're doing studies and scientific research on the zombie and stuff. They probably have a different idea. Anyways,
And
it's
then,
cool
you know,
stuff.
cool.
Samples and making your own. Yeah.
what was it? Two Fridays ago, Bongzilla came out with their new one, Retro Death, and they've got the Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Turtle Splinter talking about finding the turtles, like that sample, you know, from the movie. It's
Yeah.
like
Fuck yeah.
the second song's about RoboCop, and it's like a portion of the movie
Yeah.
in that. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like
Well, and
his
they do it
three
how Dan did
objectives.
it, you know. You just play it on YouTube and record it because you're not reaching out to production companies and paying license fees for that shit.
Exactly.
No way. No way.
I still have to shout out Cerebral Incubation to being, in my opinion, some of the masters of
kings.
the
Yeah.
sample.
For sure.
They always get me. Every new release that they do is just, I feel like I'm just gonna burst out laughing before this music even starts.
I love it.
Hell yeah. Like it. You know, another good band that uses samples really well is Skinless. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they've always done a stellar job with their samples.
Fantastic. Love
But
that band.
they would
Very
usually
good live,
pull
too.
them, wouldn't they, from a movie or something like that?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
From something, but they're
Yeah,
always
that's the way
I'm not
to
trying
do
to
it.
take away. I'm just saying that's different than what I was saying. But I love the there's another skill in taking those kind of samples too and putting them to the music in the right spots, man. Because
Well, and it was cool is like what I picked and I thought was cool. Some of those made it, and some of the things that I was like, I didn't even, maybe I recorded something too long, but we listened to the whole thing and we're like, that's what it is. And I was like, I didn't even know that. I should have just recorded the whole thing. We should have just watched the
Yeah.
documentary together, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of things that, you know,
that's funny.
accidental happies that make it onto the album.
We'll take it.
love it. So for the next album, Dan, you just need to schedule like bandmate movie night where you guys make some popcorn and watch some
Yeah.
documentaries about stuff
Fuck yeah.
together. You could cuddle
And I'll
and
just
like
have
record things.
I'll have a
you know?
mic. I'm just recording the conversations and the fart noises and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going.
Yeah.
I think we're going with
Gold.
not thematic lyrics for a change on our record on the next one. Like Cordy had a theme and it was a whole story, every song together. This one had a theme, you know, behind the serial killers. Hence Malignant Cognition. This is not just about, a lot of people do the focus on the you know, the killings themselves, whereas the secret behind the title is the songs are about the mindset, the mentality of the serial killers as opposed to the crimes they committed.
And not all serial killers. There's some obscure
Right.
killings
Not
in there
all
too.
serial
We didn't want to
killers.
leave the
And
obscure killers out of the
intentionally,
mix. You know?
yes. I was segueing
Leave
to
no
you,
killers
buddy.
behind.
Well, it's kind of neat because it's just a different perspective, right? Because you're right. They typically do focus on the killing. And I don't know if you remember, there's a Misfits song. This is Michael Graves' Misfits, but it was Saturday Night.
Yeah.
And that song to me, I always thought was so freaking cool.
Doo-wop murder.
Yeah, because and it was done as if he missed the girl that he murdered, right? And
Yeah.
so to me, I was like, well, what's kind of messed
reflecting on the sadness that is
Yeah.
like
of her being gone and missing
Yeah.
going around and listening to songs together
Yeah.
and running around, you know. And I thought to myself, I was like, what's funny is this is a song about murder, but we can all relate to missing somebody. And so I can relate to this song because he's missing her, you know. And so
Yeah.
and it's a weird done in this love song kind of tone. So anyways, kind of along the
Oh yeah.
lines too.
No, that's
but
great. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Man, no. Yep. I love that album. I love that song. That album. It's great. I like all Misfits. The Danzig era was golden, but you can't shit on the Michael Graves.
I
era.
don't
It
think
was
you can
fucking
either,
good.
man. I'm
They're two
actually
phenomenal records.
my son, he's always like, anytime I put the Danzig version on, he's like, can we just listen to Michael Graves' Misfits? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I heard Graves first, honestly, and then went back and discovered Danzig era. That was my first concert ever. Misfits
Wow.
opening for Guar. Yeah, Misfits opening for Guar in '97 or '98.
That's cool, man.
International Ballroom here in Houston.
That's so
That
cool.
is quite the first concert. Misfits
It's
and
amazing.
Guar.
Yeah.
Yeah, changed
Yeah.
my life. I've seen Guar almost every year they've come to town since. Like if I'm
Dude,
here, I'm there. Like
I
I
am
don't miss them.
like I've never wanted to like a band more. Like I want to like Guar, like their music and stuff. I just can't get into the music, but I will go see
get
them.
it.
I will go
get it.
see them live anytime I get a chance to. I've seen them
I-
at least
I-
three or four times, and
I
like
bet you'd fuck with Battle Maximus if you listen to the Battle Maximus album. It's heavier. It's one of the heavier offerings. It's got some it's got some riffs on it.
all right, I'll give it a try because I love their merch.
Yeah.
I love their live show. I love everything about them. I just have a hard time
Name
getting
3
into.
songs,
I can't.
Brando.
That's why.
Just
That's Dan.
Sedona Go-Go. Let's
Hey,
start with
you
Sedona
know
Go-Go.
what? You know what, Dan? That's why I don't have any of their merch, and I'm like, I want to like them so I can buy
Bro,
their
I'm
merch.
a fucking Guar lover. I probably couldn't get 3 songs out right now.
It's either 3 songs or 1 album drop.
Although I do have the pop-up, I have Battle Maximus on vinyl, and I have the Record Store Day pop-up. They did a pop-up vinyl that's sick. Man, if I could pluck it out, I'd just show you. Because, like, you could unfold it, and it's like a fucking massive pop-up,
Oh,
but it's
like a
got
pop-up
Gorgor the
book.
dinosaur.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's got Gorgor the dinosaur, like, fucking in the city. It's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
It's sick.
Did you guys see that Guar did a Tiny Desk concert on NPR?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, they did one. And
That's
it's
awesome.
It's pretty cool. Like I did watch that. That was pretty cool. So if you get a chance, look that up. But yeah,
One of my-
Guar on NPR playing a Tiny Desk concert, which was pretty
Dude,
sick.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm totally gonna look that. Like I said, I'm a Guar freak. Like one of my favorite things from COVID was when people were getting together and doing the videos, the cover songs they would do together. And
Yeah.
Pushulus was with Maximus was with a group. The Guar guitar player did a Cannibal Corpse cover. It was fucking great. With like, oh fuck, who all was on that? Trevor, from Dahlia was on
Yeah.
that. Fuck, who else was on it? Can't remember. Pushulus played it. Can't remember who was drumming, but yeah, that was my little favorite cover that came out of COVID in that whole cover era when musicians were home.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. Well, hey, before we get too far along, do we want to go ahead and play a song? Because I know
I think we do.
you guys just dropped
do
a
it.
single, and you've got the new album Malignant Cognition coming out January 16th, and the single that you guys just put out, Malicious Wager, and we're gonna play that right now. So everybody
What-
out there,
rock on.
Delicious
Yeah.
Delicious Wager?
Malicious.
Delicious
I know, I was
Major.
kidding. It sounds tasty.
Malachias Swagger, as we call it.
Well, so just go out and search for the only track off of Malignant Cognition so far, everybody. If you forget,
Turn
the
your
name,
volume up. Here it comes.
and rock out.
Greg.
I would move heaven, hell, and anything in between to get to you.
You wouldn't be safe anywhere if I was manager. And that's that bull dip, that's truth.
That
So
was
awesome.
sick.
So awesome, everybody. Thanks for checking out the track. We hope you enjoyed it. It's we think it's super special. For one, you know, we love these guys. Getting a chance to hang out again is awesome for us. The excitement level coming into shows like this is I can't even describe it, you know, because you know you've got some friends from the start. You're not like making new friends, right? And then just to top it off, brutal death metal, guys, that is just solid and as consistent as it was 5 years ago. Plus, we've got some newer stuff, a few different sounds. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you're like me, you can't wait for the album now, right? You're like just so pumped. And the video that you guys say it's going to come out beforehand, super excited about that. We're actually not going to have very much time between today's recording and this one actually being released. We're normally like stacked ahead, but right now we're like to the point where we got to record and release. So, you know, this is going to be fairly current with what we're talking about right now. And it's not going to be like, oh, that's, you know, months old information or something like that. So anyway, super excited for people to get to hear that they've got some more stuff, some more surprises coming out even before, right? The album comes out. Like we've got some Christmas presents, you know, that are coming a little bit early. So, you know,
Hell yeah.
All right,
you
guys.
you
I
can, you
can't
can
wait
make
till
it.
January. Where can I see you? Are you playing live? I need more Architectural Genocide. Give me the deets, man. Where can people go find you guys? Like where can I go to have you make my eardrums bleed?
Yarr.
Matt,
All the streaming shit right now. I mean, everything will be up. New
Spotify,
album will be up. Spotify,
iTunes,
YouTube, all that. Everywhere you get your
Google.
streaming. Follow us on Bandcamp. Buy some shit. We'll send you some shit. The first record's floating around a lot of places. You can't get a copy of the demo anymore. If you find one of those, you know, maybe hit us up and sell us your copy. But yeah, it's funny being like such a collector of death metal and death metal merch and shit. You know how everybody knows how it is, and then you put cool shit out and you don't keep versions of it for yourself, and then you're like, damn it. But yeah, like just follow us right now. We don't have any shows booked or anything.
There have been talks about a possible album release show.
Potential album release show. I mean, of course we'll
Okay.
do one. We'll do one. You just have to,
You better.
like us, you know, we'll probably wait.
We'll book it 3 days before. A flyer will come out 4 hours before the show.
It'll be a
Yeah,
packed
fuck
house,
yeah,
I'm sure.
we'll do it. There'll be 10 pressed cassettes. Only 10. First 10 people get cassettes.
Nice.
Don't write.
I didn't say they'd be architectural. I didn't say they'd be architectural cassettes. I'm looking at 10 cassettes right now. I'll just bring it with me. Like, be like, here, you get.
Oh, you didn't read the
Infernal
disclaimer.
Dominion. Oh, look, I found
Yeah.
I have an Infernal Dominion cassette you can have. But no, like, yeah, and then I mean there'd be grumblings. Could potentially end up on a Houston festival, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. I have a question for you. So if you were able to have any bands on a record release show with you, who would you want to play it?
Is there
That's
like
a
a realistic
band.
and pie in the sky kind of thing? or
Sure,
is this
whatever
like, I'm
whatever you
booking a
want it to
show?
be. You could have any bands come play your
Oh,
album release thing
do
with
that.
you. Be on the bill. Who do you want?
So they have to open for us? Oh man, this is now I'm playing like psychological games in my head. Like,
It
do
could
I
be
want
anything. It could be
Discords to
anything.
Who are
open
you?
for me?
Yeah,
Or-
right.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh,
I think you should do
If
both.
I'm-
Do pie in the sky and then do a real one.
You're just as good as they are. Okay, you
ah,
deserve it.
I like that. The
yeah,
pie in the
okay,
sky
and they have to
and
be
the real one.
They have to be bands that are actually doing things right now. Okay. Let's see here. I'll give you 4, and these are all instinctual, right off the top of my head. I would probably fly the band that's on my hat right now from overseas, Arse Breed. I think I would bring them over
Fuck yeah.
because I don't know if they've ever been here. So yeah, I would play right after them. So they would be our co-headliner, and then I think I would want some New York influence. So maybe I think Internal Bleeding would go good on
Fuck yeah.
our set, and then Regurgitation. Get a little Midwest influence, and
That'd be a 4-band bill.
yeah, and then local opener, Scrap Pile makes amends, and they come back and they play our second CD release show because they played the first one.
Band was sick. Yeah.
Nice.
I was gonna
All
say
right.
it's tough to. I like how you did that. Where you did 3 big bands and then a local opener. I also liked your answers a lot. I don't know how. So I'm gonna throw back to when we were talking Cerebral Incubation, Sample Kings, Visceral Disgorge, homies, and band with one of my favorite samples ever. Which is Samuel L. Jackson's shouting out, "This is some fucked up repugnant shit" right before going into a dirty slam. Like that's fucking one of my favorite things ever to hear.
I thought it was
So
"You will get your dick ripped off."
yeah,
I
you
thought
get your dick
it
ripped
was that
off.
one.
Yeah. Dude, big Aquatine fan. So yeah, I love the Aquatine shit. So yeah, I would want Visceral Disgorge to play for sure, and then because of them and being who they are, I would want Thrill Incubation just because I think that's a solid fit. Um, I'll follow suit and get a New York band too, just because Joe and Immortal Suffering. Love Joe to death, and T Dog. They were the Ice Dogs. They know who they are. And then a local opener. I'm gonna go with the homies in Necrodualistic Anomaly. Making waves. Band is sick. So if you don't know who they are, those aren't
Beautiful.
words. But look them up. Necrodualistic. Anomaly is a word, but I love the fact Necrodualistic isn't even a word.
It is now, baby.
So
Made
yeah, that
made
was.
it a word.
Although it's tough to top our first album opening album release show had an insane lineup and was an insane fucking show. So I would do the second one
Yeah, it was a
at the
great
Swan
one.
even just because of an amazing show. I have a flyer right
All
there.
right, what's
It
the
was
Swan? You
Flesh
guys have
Hoarder,
mentioned it a few
Defiled Crypt,
times.
Scrap Pile, and Orchiectomy.
It's the White Swan. It's a venue in like Southeast Houston off Navigation. It's really close to the original Nymphas. But it's been there since like I think like the 50s or 60s. And like when you go in, there's a couple like pictures off to the side, and this place is the definition of a dive. But there's like pictures on the wall of like performers in the 50s and 60s, like all in suits and ties and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're playing on that same stage, so it's kind of cool. And then they got cheap beer, which I don't know if they still serve in those like plastic cups, but they used to do that for a long time. There's some broken pool
$2
tables.
Bush Tall Boys.
Not every speaker works. Yeah, $2 Bush Tall Boys. It is one of the nastiest bathrooms in Houston, but it's also iconic because some like noise bands will literally like play a set in that nasty, disgusting bathroom. And then I
Nice.
remember the first
The-
time I like had to poo so bad that I had to take a shit at the White Swan. And after taking a shit in that bathroom, I feel like more of a man, and that now I can conquer any bathroom that I have to take a poo in
I
uncontrollably,
believe it.
So
So I was
it's
gonna
like
say,
it's like a rite of passage.
it's like I
Your
immediately
knees.
felt like I had to go to Bucky's, like just to.
Yeah.
If you're on the shitter, your knees are touching the only other urinal.
It is gross. It is
So
gross.
is
And
this
it's like
place
a little
still here?
half
Is
door
it still
that
still
closes.
open?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's like the kids.
I don't
Honestly,
think
like
they
the kids
do
have
as
taken it
much.
over. Like hardcore kids. It's like a
Yeah.
hardcore place now.
Okay.
Yeah, and the promoter that used to he used to work there in bartend, Goretooth, rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago, and so he was really the one, I think, bringing the scene all the
R.I.P.
time, at least the underground death metal scene. So, but hey, I'm glad the hardcore kids are putting it to good use. You know what I mean? Like music is music, and it's good to have somebody putting a venue to use instead of it closing down.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Just keep it
100%.
open.
Yep.
It'll cycle back.
making a
Right?
comeback, making a
Yeah.
comeback. And I know I've done lots of little mini shout outs, but shout outs to those locals that, like you mentioned, that worked real hard to keep the scene legit, to keep it authentic, you know? Before it was something that you had a bunch of people trying to sustain, it was usually a small group of people trying to even bring it in. Whether it was Houston, I remember Norman never having any metal. Actually, it still really doesn't have a whole lot, but there was a time when there were some people here and they were bringing metal into this town, you know? And once that all kind of disbanded as people grew up, and I mean, and this was whenever we were young, a lot of that metal stopped coming to Norman and now it still comes to OKC. But we had, you know, at least a lot of local stuff in Norman that was pretty cool. And there was a scene, right? You know, you knew people, you knew who were going to those shows. You were going to run into the same
Yep.
people. And it was always fun to go. Like, what are you doing this week? I can't wait, man. The Legion show. And there were bands that some of your friends were in. And then there were new bands from, like, oh, there's this band coming from Texas. And, you know, you're excited to check out. They've got to be heavy, right? Because they're playing with biomass.
They're from
or
Texas.
or yeah, Texas, right? Texas has all the heavy bands, but you know, it's usually just a small group of people that kind of get all that started, and it,
Yeah.
and then keeping it going is tough too. So you know,
And then there was
shout
then
out
there
to
was the
them.
celebrities that would be there. Like you always knew Ray Ray. Ray
Ray Ray.
was going to be there. Ray was our local guy who just
He was
the guy-
always so drunk, man.
Yeah.
He was always so drunk.
He-
and there was one, what was the time? Were you going to tell the story about him,
Yeah.
like kicking a
All right.
hole in the wall or something?
Biomass was playing at the American Legion Hall, and he kicked a hole in the wall. And he went up to the band afterwards, and he's like, "Man, I'm sorry, 100% my fault. That's my bad. I tell you what, I'm gonna pay for half."
Love it.
Well, and
Love
they
it.
were kind of chewing him out for it because they're like, Ray, we got to rent this place out. We got to clean this place up whenever we're done. We put down a deposit to get this place so that we can have this show. And he's like, my bad, guys. You're right. I'll pay for half.
I've been to one of those VSW shows, and it was in Baytown, which never has shows in Texas. So, Brando, I don't know if you've been to Baytown yet, but there's definitely not a metal scene there.
So I'm
And,
building an outdoor kitchen in Baytown right now. So yes, I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Radiation Productions put on, I might have been Radiation Fest. This was like, let me see here. Some of the headliners were King Conquer, and so if that puts like a date on anything,
Yeah.
King Conquer was still touring. I think who was that? Last 10 Seconds of Life had just written their Limp Bizkit cover. Yeah, so it was one of these low ceiling tile places where, you know, you could jump up and basically push the ceiling tiles in, and then you just see people taking these metal trash cans and like trying to throw them, but they were getting like caught in the ceiling, and then all these ceiling tiles were flying around, and they had
shit.
rent-a-cops that didn't care, and then you could just see the promoter's face at the
Yes.
end just going like,
That's fucking
what
metal.
has happened to this place? But yeah, it was in shambles, and I've never been to another one of those venues ever again. I don't think he ever threw another festival at one of those places because it got trashed. I felt so bad.
That's like the movement now is the VFW Hall hardcore shows with all the lights on.
I see those Peeling Flesh shows, man. Those
Yeah,
look pretty
they
wild.
fucking packed. Like Dying Fetus played one.
Yeah.
It's
It's
sick.
like a thing.
That's fucking sick. Like
Okay, Matt,
I'm
let's
into it.
get on it. We got to play a
Yeah,
VFW. Let's
Architectural
go.
Genocide at one.
VFW hall. Yeah,
That's right.
That
That's
would
right.
be
You,
awesome.
down.
Oh, and by the way, I'm repping an OKC band tonight. I don't know if you guys knew
Unrelenting
that.
Butchery. All right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Love
that's
it.
Actually
awesome.
met these guys in Texas at Gulf Coast 2.
Yeah.
We all bonded over a fight that broke out, and we're all like,
Yeah.
damn, whoa,
That's
wasn't that
sick.
crazy? Let's talk and drink beer together. And then we played the next day, became best friends, and then they asked me to actually do a guest spot on their record. So
That's so cool.
really
So
cool dudes.
Yeah, that's
That was the
awesome,
first
man.
time in my life I watched an argument start on social media and then erupt into, well, I'm there, well, I'm by the tree, well, I'm on my way to the tree, and the next thing you know, it's fantastic. It's the world we live in now.
Wow.
Hell
Yeah.
Dan, which record of theirs did you do a guest spot on? I want to go find it.
It's forget what the name of the record is, but the name of the song is "Why I Oughta Bludgeon You with a Hammer," and it's
Okay.
got a big tornado with a bunch of bodies and stuff coming out of it.
Get out your
They just
hammer.
released it earlier this year. I'm really terrible with social media, and I should have promoted it more. So this is my chance to
Found
name
it.
drop Unrelenting Butchery. Those guys are awesome,
Sick,
and
man.
they let me
Yeah.
do some guest vocals on
It's
there.
Vortex of Aggregated Flesh.
Dude,
and it was released in
That's a
June.
death metal record.
Yes.
All those guys are super talented. Their bassist is amazing, Cole. I
Yeah,
think it's
Cole is
David, their
insane.
guitarist, is a sweetheart, and their vocalist dude is one of my favorite vocalists of all time. He makes those gurgly wurglies look so freaking effortless. Oh my gosh, and he's just a sweetheart. So yeah,
Love it.
shout out
Love
to
it.
Unrelenting Butchery.
All right. Love it.
Super awesome. Super awesome. Well, are we ready to do the fast
Let's
five?
do it. I hope you guys got your seatbelts on because it's about to get fast. 5. Not
So-
the movie.
So wait, yeah, I
I was
know,
gonna
right?
say.
We always say this is not the movie, so don't get excited.
Damn it. I thought Vin Diesel was about to pop out and be like, hey, family.
Maybe he is.
So
Maybe he is.
special list of questions, though, that is for sure put together, customized just for today's show so that everybody else could get a little something different from maybe what we've been asking. A lot of things do kind of related from episode to episode, but the questions themselves are different just to get us talking. And I've said this a million times too. It's so that, so we can laugh. Like, for one, we laugh, we have fun, but so people can see another side of you. They realize, hey, these guys are just like me at the show. They come up to you and they want to talk to you about the set. They want to talk to you about the band. They want to talk to you about the music because, hey, you guys like the same movie, or hey, you guys like the, and so it kind of puts us all on the same level with metal.
Hey, my favorite flavor of ice cream is cat's butthole too.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, there's all
amazing.
kinds. What is it? The City Slickers, where they're naming all of the ice cream flavors that go with the different dinners.
man.
Do you remember that?
City. I haven't thought of City Slickers in a long
Oh,
time. I've
man.
seen both of them, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
Anyway, it's like every time they say something, they're like Franks and beans, and then they will name
Frank-
an ice that
yeah.
has to go with them because they're like, we can tell you an ice cream flavor that goes with every single. Anyways, it's a whole nother podcast episode about City Slickers. Yeah.
We'll come back.
So, yeah,
We'll watch and
come
review the
back, yeah.
movie together. It'll be great.
Oh,
That would be
good.
so funny. A reaction movie where we all for 2 hours.
Yeah, we'll do it like Mystery Science
I was
Theater
about to
3000.
say
Where we
that. Oh
That'd
man,
be fantastic.
that'd be great, man. So Brandon, are you taking the evens?
Sure, I'll do the evens.
Is,
you do
is
the
that
odds.
what we said? I'm doing the odds.
Sure.
So Brandon said, "Hey, I want to be a part of doing the questions," and
Yeah.
so this is it, guys. The first time I've always asked him, and he's kind of sat and laughed with us, but now he's a question meister too. So who wants to go first?
Dan.
Sure, I'll go.
Dan's the man. All right, so question 1. What is your desert island album?
Desert Island album. Ooh.
No mixtapes.
Hey, is
I
it desert
think-
or deserted?
I guess it's deserted. You're right.
Yeah.
I guess it's deserted.
Desert Island just sounds hot.
Yeah, desert. I guess it's not. You know what? This does it matter?
Yes.
Desert Island album. I think I'll go with Cerebral Serial by Paemia.
Fucking good one.
That's cool.
You stole
Good.
Matt's
There's too
answer.
many good riffs that
Yeah.
I could never get tired of.
Oh man, that's a good one. My answer would be 36 Chambers.
36
Yeah.
chambers.
Okay.
I'm
Like it.
taking Wu-Tang. I'm taking Wu-Tang with me.
All right.
I love that. That is so awesome, Matt.
If we're on the same island, dude, we got plenty of jams.
We're
That's
done.
true. That's true. We're on the same island.
Yeah.
Oh no. Now we got
Okay.
like rules.
Song 2. We'll start with Dan. I like this way. We'll,
It's question
we'll
2, not song
yeah.
2.
That's all, dude. We got
Question
merch in the
two.
back.
I want you guys to sing your answers. Okay. So it's song 2. All right. Okay. So we'll start with Dan and then we'll go to Matt like we just did. That was good. I like that. All right. Would you
Cool.
rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one?
Horse-sized duck.
Yes, I can't even get it out.
Oh man, honestly,
Fuck.
ooh, I feel like I'd have a better chance against the 100, but I really want to see a horse-sized duck, so I'm gonna fight that motherfucker.
Bro, ducks are mean.
Win or lose, I just gotta see one and maybe take a selfie before I get my ass kicked.
God, dude, like I don't know the concept of a
pics-
duck that
It's
large.
or
is
it didn't
terrifying.
happen, right?
Like it's terrifying to even think about. But like, I mean, ducks themselves, right? If a man be hard pressed to fight 100 ducks, let alone 100 duck-sized horses. So like, I don't think you're winning this fight.
I
So
don't think we'll
Dan's
find
right.
one.
Just to see the fucking horse-sized duck, I'm in on the duck too.
I'm losing my
Duck
shit,
wins.
man.
Duck wins. Duck wins regardless.
You know what I
Now I need to see a
wins that
morph of a
fight.
duck and a horse. Like I'm gonna go to my coworker
Like a-
tomorrow
like
and have
a-
him 3D print me a horse duck. I need it in my life.
There needs to be a character based off of this, dude.
What have we
Brando
created?
Branto
I
with
hope
the
a horror
intellectual
director picks this
conversation.
up and we have some
Okay.
terrifying horse-sized duck.
Yeah, this is a B budget horror movie. Like we could take this
Oh
straight
yeah,
to
this is a
straight to tape,
Sharknado
man.
written all over it, dude. All we need is Ian, what's his name, to come act in our movie. We got a Sharknado. What's the cast of like
Yeah, Tara Reid would
90210?
definitely be in our
we
movie.
get,
for
we get
sure.
some Tara Reid to come back and
Perfect.
be in our duck-sized, horse-sized duck movie. I'm in.
I'm sorry, man. I haven't had a laugh like
great.
that in a long time, dude.
That was
The
great.
question just
That was
got to me.
Good one.
Oh.
Good one.
Yeah,
Good
so
one.
I actually, this is to put a little sad note on it, but you know how horses can't swim, really? It's super good. Actually, I think you know that they'll go across the rivers, but you always hear about the horses, they'll like drown if like during floods and they get into the flood gets into the pasture. And I thought, well, I would just lead those 100 little bitty horses to water is what I would
Straight
do.
to water. The old adage,
on.
right?
Come on.
Leave the horse to water.
So, but yeah, Woo, man, that one actually got me for a little bit too. Whenever we were talking about
Imagine
that,
the
that was good
shin
stuff.
kicks, though.
I love
Right.
how
That's a great
seriously
choice.
you guys were
From
able
those
to
little
carry
fucking
that.
horses.
Yeah,
Like, dude.
little horses.
The little horses just kicking your shins. You're like,
Kicking
ah!
your ankles like
Toss
"Gah,
that,
gah."
dude. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Forget
I'm
that,
good.
man. Forget about it. Yeah. So here we go. This is another fun one, Dan. If you had a boat, what would you name it?
Ooh. If I had a boat, what would I name it? That's a really. It's gonna be SS something, right? But
Yeah.
SS. You know what? I'm giving it up to Grandma. We're calling it the SS Rosario.
Oh, that's
like
a
that.
great name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I dig that.
Man,
I love it
took it
too.
real.
That is really good. What you
I
got,
don't
Matt?
know. I don't know. Boat names, you gotta, there's a lot of superstition in naming a boat.
Well, I kept the lady.
So, yeah, you gotta. So I mean, like, you have to name it after Forrest Gump's boat,
I was gonna
right?
say we've
Just
got
fucking
12
call it,
Jennies.
call it the, yeah, just call it the Jenny, the SS Jenny. Shout out Forrest Gump.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Was that a IE or a Y though?
Ooh.
The Y in the
That
movie,
is a
so we're
Y,
gonna
right?
go with the Y. We're literally naming it after the biggest villain in cinematic history.
Jenny?
Jenny's the largest.
Yeah.
Rewatch the movie if you don't believe
Yeah,
me.
she's a villain.
She's a villain, man. She does my boy wrong.
For sure.
Yeah, you're right.
His mom was a hero, though. She really cared about his education.
She's been a hero since she calmed down with the bandit, Like she had a rough early going. I like to like put movies together like they're all in the same timeline, like Sally Field and Forrest Gump is like what she went on to do after she had to run with the bandit and smoking the bandit.
All right, so
and Forrest is Burt Reynolds' child.
what was it?
That's why he never saw him again.
Yeah,
Right.
that is
So I never saw his
probably
dad.
why. I was seeing something how people do this where they'll connect movies together.
There's
the
a-
universes together
There's
to
a
make
podcast or something that does that. They did one about Carl Winslow and like connecting him with like
Yeah,
Die
the
Hard and like all the and
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters and
Die
all
Hard,
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
always played
you
a
can do
cop. He always played a cop.
It's fun.
It was wild. Okay. All right. You guys ready? Question
Yes.
4. Not song 4, but question 4.
Oh shit.
Okay. Do you roll, fold, or hang your t-shirts?
Ooh.
If they make it out of the pile, okay. If they make it out of the pile,
My answer is just yes.
My work shirts, like polos and stuff like that I have to like look like a normal human being that contributes to society on a normal basis and pays his taxes. Collared shirts and all those things and pants on hangers right out of the dryer. That way I don't have to dry them twice. If they're not hung up right out of the dryer, then I usually have to throw them in the dryer to get the wrinkles out, maybe sprinkle a little water on them first. But all my
good
band
trick.
tees will not make it to the dryer, so they're hang dried. And then I got one of those like king folder plastic things where you just go psh, 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 and it folds your
Baller.
t-shirt really quick. And then I stack them about this high and shove them into a dresser right next to the dresser because it's overflowing with t-shirts. I got 2 of those totes under my bed stuffed with them. And then that closet has 2 like gigantic totes that like the bands use to sell t-shirts. And they're all also filled with t-shirts. I think I have like 600 or 700 now. It's becoming an issue, guys. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah,
I'm with you on
I-
the hang dry. Like I don't put my shirts in the dryer, my t-shirts, because they shrink or get all
You-
fucking weird. So
Or crack, and
Yes.
sometimes you have like new logo deflowered. You don't want to get fucked
Yep.
up, so it
Now,
fucking
I will
But
hangs
say-
yeah,
out, hang
wash
dry.
them inside out.
for the
Inside out.
for your wrinkle point, we live in Houston, so I just go outside for 2 minutes, and usually the wrinkles just fall
Good.
off the shirt. So it's like
I will answer this fully transparently, and
Yes.
my wife will hate it, but it's like I was a pile guy when she met me. I'm a pile guy now. Like you can't tame the fucking pile,
You can't
man.
take
Like,
the
and I
guy out of the pile.
because
Back in
I
the
wash
pile.
all my shirts. And she's like, I would love to fold your laundry for you, but you wash all of your shirts inside out, and I'm not fucking because like Dan, I'm in the hundreds, so it's like you don't need to do laundry to wear a shirt, so I'll let my laundry basket get a little absurd before I wash shirts, and then I'm washing 30, 40 inside out shirts that nobody wants to figure out what they are, so they go in the clean pile, right? And it's fine. And then I can just pluck. I know all the shirts I like are in the clean pile at least, so whatever I get, I get. It's gonna be a fun day.
There you go.
This
Yeah, the pile system works. When I met my wife when we were dating, I went out on a run with Architectural, and she stayed at my apartment, and she folded what at the time, she'll hate this story too, I called laundry couch, which I
Yeah.
literally had
Oh yeah,
two.
laundry couch.
Remember laundry couch, bro? At
Yeah,
my
we would
apartment, I
just
had a
sit on his
big
clean
L-shaped
laundry. Like
sectional,
it was
and
like
then
it wasn't even there.
a couch that was full of laundry. It was laundry couch.
hey
She
laundry needs a
folded
place
it.
to sit.
You came home and you're
Yeah,
like,
no, I
"Where's
have
my
laundry couch.
clothes?"
And then there's like soon will be the bottom two over here, which is long sleeves and hoodies.
So I'm actually
They get
like
to come out.
mind blown because I've never hung up my shirts to dry,
Yeah.
and I've
No, I
never
don't hang my
washed
shirts.
them inside out, but
Oh,
I'm gonna start. And I don't know about the
you're
drying
you're
them.
you're,
Like I'm like,
you're setting up hell for yourself.
where would I even hang them up at
So,
to dry them?
Zoomy,
Like,
they
do you guys
got
hang them
little.
outside?
No, they got a little
I have
drying
like
rack.
one of those bars right above my.
You gotta just
I got
you
one of
gotta get
those
a bar.
too, but things go on it and just stay there.
I got
you
a
know?
drying rack. I got a drying rack
yeah.
in the hallway
You're about to be a pile guy.
Yeah, that's what happens. I'm not a pile guy as much as
This is
I've
the
just got
first
like I got
conversation.
these
Yeah.
things hanging
Well,
up, and they just stuff goes on there, and then it just never goes off. Everybody's like,
like,
I don't know
yeah.
what to do with this. Let's put it on that hanging rack above the foldy table.
Hey, whose is this? I don't know. It'll just go up there.
Whatever, we'll figure shit out later.
So here is something I do that is different though, is I fold
love it.
them up like you're talking about, Dan, using like, I mean, I don't use one of the things, I just kind of like do the fold, but then I give it one more fold. And whenever I put it in the drawer, I put them in the drawer like this, not like stacked on top of each other. I put them like this so I can like
That's
file
fucking
through them and
genius.
be like,
Like
oh, I'm taking
cards.
that one, like a card catalog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
Guess you're on T-shirt Dewey
Like that.
Decimal
Yeah, I
System.
just have to like
Okay,
I have to
I-
fold them in
okay.
half one more time is the
I
trick.
see
So
you,
that the
Zoomy.
That's
so
but
that
then you're space saving.
yeah, I mean it's just easier to
Yeah.
like dig through them that way, and I can get like shirts on the right side and the left side going back, so it's like I've got in one drawer. Anyways, it's so funny.
I started rolling mine and putting them in the drawer. I feel like I'm able to get stacks. Like I fill the whole bottom, and then I'm able to get stacks. I get a lot more shirts in there.
I see that,
Oh.
but I feel like rolling, you're more susceptible to wrinkles and weird spots. Like
Yeah.
when I fold a shirt, I know where my wrinkles are going to be, but when I roll it, I feel like there's a minimal chance that it'll be little to no wrinkles, a pretty good chance that I got adequate wrinkles, and then, like, you know what I mean? And then
Well, I like to
'cause
live my
I
life
roll
on the
I
edge.
roll my clothes when I travel.
Yeah.
And so I'm always like,
Me
oh
too.
man,
Yeah.
maybe I just suck at rolling. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe,
No,
maybe
I
I'm
roll
like
when
a
I
rolling
travel
guy.
too, because I love to get away with the carry on only when I travel. So it's like I roll those,
Yeah.
and with like the polos and shit, you gotta.
Yeah, wrinkles don't
travel
matter
work,
as much
so.
then.
So-
You're just trying to get as
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
in.
you get the wrinkle-free
Get in
fucking
there.
polos. But like, what's funny to me is watching Dan. Anytime you say the word "fold," you can tell how many times you've used your thing because you immediately hit the what? Let's see the commercial.
See, I have one drawer allocated to me for t-shirts. So I'm like I roll so that I can maximize my space in there, and it is hard
Nah,
to
you
close
just,
the drawer. I can't. Like I
you just
can.
need a pile,
I
buddy.
just
Yeah.
bought
Telling
myself my
Yeah,
own
couch.
dresser.
you.
I
Couch.
do. I need a
Just a
pile.
pile, bro. Just add a couch. Tell your wife like this is laundry couch. She's like, what? You're like you'll understand
Yeah,
later.
Yes.
watch and learn. Watch and learn.
Gotta get a
We're not
love.
gonna sit on this couch.
Yeah.
Like this is for the laundry.
Just put a little love seat in the bedroom. This is
Yeah.
not for relaxing. This
100%.
is laundry couch.
This is laundry couch. I love it that it has that name.
Get off my laundry,
Laundry
couch.
dude.
Don't sit
So that's
on
like
that.
when I got back from tour, that tour, my wife had walked after my cat while I was on tour, and then when I got home, she had folded all of laundry couch, and I was like, and we were just dating at the time, so it was like,
You're like,
she's
what do I
like,
do with this couch now?
yeah, she's like, yeah, I was like, I didn't realize this couch was so shitty, like we gotta throw this thing out.
Oh man.
Yeah, terrible couch. So yeah. It's the true story. Oddly enough, laundry couch has become garage couch. Laundry couch still exists. It's here. It's in the garage.
So, all right, this is the last thing I'll say about it, but it's funny you say garage, Ed, because in laundry couch, I call my garage my junk drawer. I'm just like, oh, it's
You
out,
see?
it's out in the junk drawer, and everybody's like,
Yep.
where's the junk drawer? And I'm like, the garage, because just go
Love
out
it.
there. It's just like all kinds of junk. I don't even know what it is anymore. So it's like laundry couch. Like, what's even there? You don't know until you go looking, and then you're like, oh yeah, I was wondering where the shirt was. I just keep piling
Fun
on
every
top
day.
of it.
And that's some of the fun in it, right? Like that's
Yeah,
what keeps you coming back for more.
It's fun to not know what I'm gonna wear. Like some people plan out their fit, and I get it. That's cool. But like me, it's just like I'm gonna turn this shirt inside out, and whatever I grabbed is what we're rolling
Yes,
So I can't do that. I'm a total girl. Like I'm literally like a girl going to prom, and like a really rich girl who lives in like Beverly Hills and has like 400 dresses. That's like me with my shirt. I'm like, which one? Do I want to offend people? How much do I want to offend people? Am I gonna go to another public spot before I wear the shirt where like I might go, oops, maybe I shouldn't have worn this shirt? And then it's like, and who am I gonna rep? Is it gonna be super brutal? Is it gonna be technical? Like, what am I doing here, man? So yeah, it's a whole thing.
I put some thought into my drobe as well each day. Like if I'll coordinate my hat, right?
I used
Can't wear like weird colored like shit that doesn't go together. It's
That
weird
makes
for me.
sense.
Well, you totally
Yeah.
can, but
you can, but like
you're rocking it today.
But
thank
it's
you.
fun. I don't
Same.
know. It's fun. Like sometimes you're going somewhere like to Dan's point where you shouldn't have an offensive shirt on, and then like I'm flying out the door grabbing the shirt as I go, and it's like orgasm, stab, wound, intercourse, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be a fun brunch.
Just a conversation starter,
It is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all.
Shirt.
It's
They're
usually
really nice guys.
What's
Yeah,
your shirt?
It's
say?
usually, excuse me, sir, you can go ahead of us. It's like, oh, really? Me? Thank you. You want me to stand next to your kids? Are you sure?
Jenny,
This is
come
fun.
here. Don't go near that man.
Yeah. Come here, kids. Scared the kids. Like,
Oh, my
Shelby, you weren't
goodness.
supposed to learn those words until you're 18. Sorry.
yeah. Yeah.
Earmuffs.
Right.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready? Question 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like,
Fuck
oh
yeah,
yeah, I
lay it
forgot
on.
we were doing questions. All right, Dan. What would we find in your fridge right now?
Ooh, let's see here. We have Nathan's hot dogs that I'm ready to cook. We got a little leftover spaghetti. We got a caldo de res from my wife. We have let me see here. I got a couple yoo-hoos in there.
Ooh, yoo-hoo.
Got some peach tea. Got all my condiments. Got hot sauces out the wazoo. My wife's really into fruits and vegetables, so we got a bunch of assorted those. Always have eggs. Always have bacon. Always have some ham and some lunch stuff. I go back and forth between heavily processed cheese and like, provolone and Swiss and that stuff. Like, I love them all, but I've been on a high American singles kick recently for some reason.
They go
Can't go
hard
wrong.
as fuck for no reason
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it's terrible for you. It's got microplastics in it, but damn it, I love it.
Is there stuff that doesn't have
They are
microplastics in
fucking
it?
Yeah, I thought
tasty.
everything had
microplastics.
microplastics now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
We,
I'm a macroplastic at
dude,
this point.
Yeah.
we're
So,
like we're all like
and
30%
then
microplastics. Just
Yeah.
eat it.
I
and then
think so,
switch over
Matt.
to the freezer. I got dude, I just hit up HEB, and Brando, I'm sure you're loving HEB in Texas because I got the eggnog ice cream and I got the pumpkin pie ice cream, and they hit so hard.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Girl.
And then my wife has my parents actually recently got my wife into Klondike bars, and she found out that she can buy her own Klondike bars. She doesn't have to go to my parents' house for them. And so now we got a bunch of Klondikes in the freezer.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of HEB, did you guys see that that metal
the metal run.
shirt that sold
Dude,
out in 4
I
minutes?
saw that in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
kinda
we got
wanted
merch in
one.
the back, everybody. You don't have to fucking wait for secret HEB merch drops to get metal shit. Just hit
I
us up.
wanted one,
Right?
but then I was like, I don't know. It kind of reminded me of like when Forever 21 was like ripping off Mortician and a bunch of other bands, and it would
Yeah,
say like Forever 21, but it was like Mortician logo.
yeah,
And
they do that.
the full
It
band
still
art
happens.
too. It was like
Oh
Yeah,
man.
blatantly just rip off.
yeah, they
But
ripped
I was
off a
like, I was
couple
looking at him like,
logos.
I'd rather wear a band shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
You know
Fucking
that
same.
is still kind of metal though, because you go to
It
metal
is still kind of
shows
metal.
and you see like a Simpsons shirt on that's a band shirt, and you're like,
That's
they didn't get licensing for
It
that. They
it
totally ripped that
it
off.
Barren did that, so
but
yeah.
see, it teeters on such a line though, because I want to like that kind of shit and I want to think it's cool, but to Dan's point, like I won't even mention the company's name to give them any publicity whatso fucking ever. But there is a company out there that lately has been ripping off band logos. They just ripped off Sanguisugabog, and it's like, dude,
Oh yeah, I
like
saw that.
it's the dumbest shit ever, because the bands message them and are like, yo, what the fuck? And their response is, hey, we should do a collab together. And it's like, no, you owe me
HEB
fucking a
didn't rip
percentage
anyone
of what
off.
you just
I will
did.
give them that. It was
Yeah, but it's,
original.
I think that's why.
But it's also the struggle of 600 t-shirts. Like, do I really need that
Yes.
t-shirt?
An
And
HEB shirt.
maybe
Nah.
I'm just salty that they
I
were
bet-
already sold out before I was able to buy
You
one.
put-
I mean, maybe there's a
Yeah,
little part of
my
me that's
attitude would
like,
be different
I'm
if
gonna
they
say
had one
2
when I got
negatives
there.
and 1 positive because I didn't get one.
I'm with you.
That's fucking funny.
I was pissed. I
That's
didn't even
perfect.
learn about it till it was already sold out, and I was like,
Oh yeah, it was like 8 days later before
yeah.
I
I
learned
was like,
about
damn
it.
it, I want
I don't
one.
know.
We need Buc-ee's to do one.
All right, Matt.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
What's in your
fridge
fridge?
question. Man, there's a lot of cheese in there. This is a cheese household, that's for sure. And they're of all the same varieties. I like to go out to, there's a little place called Dairy Maids. You can get like the crazy cheeses. But to Dan's point, like yeah, there's some craft singles in there. Lunch meat, just because sandwiches are quick and easy. Condiment crazy, we're barbecue sauce house, hot sauce house too. My wife's Panamanian, so she makes amazing breakfast stuff and the breakfast tacos in the morning. And let me just read. She just hosted a brunch where she made some amazing shit. So we always get the typical breakfast stuff in there. Right now, some thawing steaks for tomorrow. And then a couple bottles of champagne that are left over from the brunch. And then in the freezer is a bunch of deer meat. We're running out. We had the last couple pounds of deer meat just in time. We do a lot of venison in the house.
Do you
So
hunt?
ground beef. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So I'm trying to squeeze one in. It's just busy the last of the year. Trying to get out there as soon as possible. But yeah, we're not hunting for fun. It's to put it in the freezer and fucking eat it. So
Yeah.
and it seems a bottle of tequila and a bottle of vodka in the freezer as well. There was ice cream until yesterday, but yeah. Well,
Gotta
wife
stay
and I
stocked,
will
dog.
sit and eat ice cream when it's come outside. We're Ben and Jerry's people too, because they were definitely thinking of stoners when they made all their ice cream.
Yeah. I like
They
Cherry
definitely like
Garcia.
the syllables too.
Dude,
They do.
dude, they're the best. But I'll eat. I mean, any ice cream. I mean, Bluebell. You can't go wrong. Bluebell's the best, of course. HEB has fucking phenomenal ice cream. I have to keep plugging HEB. I guess this. Make sure at the beginning you edit it out. It's like this broadcast brought to you by Southwing Audio and HEB.
Yeah, they actually ask you whenever you post stuff. They ask you like, do you have any promotional content that you've got that you're advertising? And I'm always like, no. But on this one, it's a big yes.
Yeah, man, it's gotta be. You gotta hit them up, man. Get them fucking
I got a
subs
question.
and them dollars.
Yo,
Does anyone like the super cheap vanilla ice cream, like the cheapest
in
carton
the
of ice
cardboard
cream?
box
Bunny
thing?
fucking
Yeah,
blue. You
cardboard
eat it with a
box
wooden
or the
spoon.
plastic container where it looks like sherbet, but it's just really cheap ice cream that might be in a tub like this big. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I love that stuff.
Like
So good.
I can
That's
get it all
like,
the time. Yeah, like whenever my kids are like, "Get us ice cream," I'm always like, "Well, that's what we're gonna get." And you know what? They're happy. They're happy, and
yeah,
I like it too. So it's fine.
it's kind of nostalgic. Like it brings me
You ever
back
eat-
to like the simpler times
Uh-huh.
before I knew
Yeah.
what a French vanilla bean was.
Yeah.
You ever eat at a Mexican food restaurant and get the soft serve cone at
Yeah,
the end, dude? It's the best
Same
shit
thing.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's
so
been the
good.
same mixture for
Yeah.
like 30 years.
I
Like,
I don't think they've
There's
ever
nothing-
cleaned the machine, to be honest
That's
with
probably
you.
not what it
There's-
is.
And there's
Even better.
There's nothing ice cream about it. It's just
Yeah.
like
No.
but it's good shit.
But yeah,
Really good
shit.
some of that stuff, it's really funny because the off brands maybe are a little bit simpler than the big brand. And if you look, I've seen this thing where it's like somebody says, "Oh, I've been eating Jif peanut butter for 20 years." And it's like, it's not the same as it was 20 years ago. And it shows like the ingredients 20 years ago. And it's like peanuts, salt.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like all of these words that you don't even know what it
Lots
means.
of syllables.
Yeah, because they've got to have like components that help hold it together and
Yeah.
keep it from drying out to stay moist
Sitting on
longer
the
or
shelf
whatever.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just like all this processed stuff.
There's something to that for sure. And when I spent some time in Europe, it was wild to see like how much you could eat without feeling full, and how much beer you could crush.
Yeah, I was
without
gonna
it,
say, or feeling
upsetting
like
your
trash,
stomach or feeling
garbage.
bad. Yeah,
You probably
Yeah, you
lost
just-
weight though too, dude. When I went to Europe, like I ate and drank like a king, and then
Yep,
like
same.
I went home and I had to like buy new pants because I lost like 25 pounds.
We lose weight.
It was
Yeah, we walked
crazy.
a lot. I mean, you also walk a lot.
I was gonna
Every
say
city is
yeah.
walking
walkable
too.
and
Yeah.
encouraged.
Sounds
so
like I need
it's
to go
like-
to Europe. It's been a while.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lose
this is
some
the
weight.
best reason to go. It's your weight loss plan, right?
Take
Like,
some-
Expensive
says
weight
I
loss
need to diet.
program.
works out. Works out.
Hey, if it's
Good shit.
successful, it's worth the money, man. Instead of throwing
Hell yeah.
your money to something else that doesn't work. But hey, guys, that's it on the 5 questions. Like I said, super fun, extra
Hell yeah.
laughs. We
That was
always
fun.
Loved it.
Yeah, we always get a chance to just chat a little bit more, and hopefully people out there checking out the show, they got a few laughs out of it too. And like I said, they come and hang out with you guys whenever they run into you out on the streets, and see
yeah.
you playing with some other awesome bands, hopefully. So I really don't have anything else. I know like we're pushing on almost 2 hours now, and we could probably talk for another 2 hours if
I feel like we just started.
yeah, I know.
I
Like,
know.
I'm like, we didn't even talk about gear. We didn't talk about, any of the other
No.
track names off the new album. We didn't talk about, but I will tell everybody that I believe on,
Good.
I believe on Bandcamp, you can see those track names. You can't like buy it, but I think they're listed under the album, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right or wrong about that?
Could
I
Could
think
be.
you are.
Because
I
you
think-
have
I think Steve.
you,
He had pre-orders. Yeah.
and so you have,
Steve
because
had
you have a
pre-orders.
song, Leave It to Cleaver, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
on there. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's because I
Yep.
heard you mention Cleaver earlier, and I'm like, yeah. I remember reading about that.
That's the song that's got the video to it.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
about,
Okay. The one that you guys are going to be putting out before the release.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, should
Yeah,
drop
that's
next month.
an Asian
yeah.
lady. I forget her name. It was like Yinwei something, but she's from Arizona. If you search like Arizona lady who chopped up her kids with a cleaver, that song's about her.
Yeah.
All right.
I see.
She blamed the cleaver, said the cleaver do it, which is why a clever play on words, leave it to cleaver.
Leave it to Cleaver. Yeah. I like the way you guys did that. That is, and it's also clever, huh? You see?
That's very clever of you.
That's very clever of
Son
you.
of a bitch. He did it. He said it.
I went there.
I love it. I love it. So, but I mean, that's all I got, guys.
Sweet.
You know, I'm having a blast. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm always
it's fun,
smiling
man.
ear to ear, and I never want them to end. I just want to ramble and ramble and ramble on. But really, you know,
Yeah.
like what I want to leave us with is just thanks. Thanks for taking the time, hanging with us, talking with everybody out there, letting us know about the new album and what's going on with the
Fuck
band.
yeah.
And everybody out there, go check them out. You know, if you haven't listened to them before, don't just, you know, wait for the new stuff. Go check out the first album that came out and tell us how you would pronounce that album. You know, whenever, you know, just send us a message and let us
That'd be
know how
fun.
you would say it. And
And just last thing, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve from Comatose, man, for always, you know, backing us and putting his belief in us. You know, putting out our second record. Really appreciate Steve. He's good to the scene. He's a phenomenal musician. Just wanted to
Yeah,
shout
and
out
Lust of
Comatose.
Decay just came out with some stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's
Fuck
his
yeah.
band. That single, dude, is killer. I don't know if
Rips.
y'all have heard it yet, but it is monstrous.
No, I'll have to check it
Um,
out, man.
Yeah.
But
It's good shit.
yeah, and Zoomy, Brando, just want to thank you guys for having us.
Fuck
Like, this
yeah.
has been a
Thank
blast.
y'all.
You know, you guys are welcome to call me anytime, whether it's a podcast or not. And I'm down to talk for another few hours. This has been great. I appreciate
This
you.
shit's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you both for joining us. It's been a blast hanging out. And hopefully I will see you guys at some shows around town sometime soon. I think there's a couple coming up this month. I don't know if you guys are going to be out and about, but
Think
Yeah,
I
I
might
try
be
to
at
make
Pyrexia.
as many shows as I possibly can. I don't know if I'll be back. I'm about to go to NSE Fest this weekend, up in Dallas, and then the wife and I will be in the Virgin Islands for a week vacation.
very
Very
cool.
nice.
And then
Very nice.
when I get back, yeah, if I hope I can make that. I don't know what the deal on the Pyrexia show is, but yeah,
We need to
hope
go
to.
up and see
There's some
Zoomy too,
burners
man.
coming.
That's right.
Yeah,
Or I
yeah.
gotta make my way to Houston,
Fucking do
man.
it.
Like it's been a little over a year since I've been there. I told Brandon I'd try to make a trip at least once a year, and 1 year in, I've already failed. But you know, we're close enough. It's
And there's a
not too late. I can make it down there
really
eventually.
cool fest that happens
Okay.
in March that makes it worth the trip. You know.
Yeah, actually, we wanted to try to plan something around like that last year, and it didn't work out. And so maybe this year, March, we can plan ahead. And so that would be
I
great.
won't.
That would be
Yeah,
really
I
great.
won't.
If Brandon doesn't have to
Won't
work
say any
too late.
lineup surprises. Yeah, no lineup surprises
Oh.
on here, but
Gonna have
Brandon,
to call in
I'll
sick
text
this
you who's on.
year.
But we know there will be surprises, everybody. So, you know, most importantly, everybody go check out Architectural Genocide and make sure you show them some love out on the social medias, out on the interwebs. And if you catch them out there playing a show, whether it's them headlining one that they got coming up or, you know, you see them out and about checking out, you know, another band playing. So don't be shy.
Fuck yeah.
The family of the Metal Blog just gets bigger and bigger, guys. So, thanks again. Anything out there that we could help you with, let us know, and we'll continue keeping an eye out too, so we can keep sharing it. And
Fuck yeah.
that's all I got. Metal Block
Thank you guys.
over
Appreciate
and
it.
out.
Yeah.